Being without you has me craving over loving you has me dazing. You light me up, your lips take me in. Addicting drug, you're my bad habit. I find it never lasts unless I'm with you. You're the feeling that I want, can't feel it without you. It's a game that I always lose. I'd rather lose as long it's with you. You light me up, your lips take me in. Addicting drug, you're my bad habit. It's a feeling that I can't overcome. A little hazy from your love. Now I'm feeling buzzed.
I've been thinking about it daily, I'm an addict and it feels so bad, but it's good at the same time. Think it like my favorite drug, favorite word, favorite song, favorite horn, get a beat to my damn rhymes. I don't know if you know, when I'm with you, I be gone, Look, and you're like a bad habit that I can't shake. Another pill that I know that I shouldn't take. Steady doing when I know that we need a break. But for what, when I know that it's too late? When I know I can't have it and it's tragic, but it feels like magic. Goddamn, and it feels so good. I guess I'm an addict for your love and I'm fool for you. Cause girl, you're like my damn drug.
It's a game that I always lose. I'd rather lose as long it's with you. You light me up, your lips take me in. Addicting drug, you're my bad habit.
What's up, guys? What's
Yo,
going
howdy.
on?
What's happening?
Where'd Kryptonian go?
That's
There
a
he
good
is.
question.
Oh,
What's up, fellas? No,
yeah, your mic is messed up.
don't, every time.
Wait,
You good?
talk.
We good? We good now, guys? Can you guys hear
Yeah,
me just fine?
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear
Yes, sir.
All righty. What's up, fellas? We want to welcome you guys to let's talk about anything, everything, whatever, crypto regulations, guns, aliens, fake moon landings, whatever you want to talk about. You know, actually, we were just backstage and Fowler was just dropping some seeds, like rolling them, dropping. I don't know what he's doing. He was dropping something, man. But anyways, we're gonna be talking about all kinds of things. We got NR, we got Chris, we got Fowler, and we got a special guest here. We got Unapologetic. So for those of you who don't know
How's
who
it
this
going?
guy is, what's going on, man? We appreciate
What's
you
up,
guys.
brother?
Appreciate you jumping on board. I have this feeling that you actually want to talk conspiracies tonight, and everybody knows me. I've always got something to say about conspiracies. I believe them all. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, we're gonna have some fun tonight. So I just want to thank you guys for joining us. For those of you that are actually tuning in, we appreciate that. You guys can be anywhere, but you're here. We appreciate that as always. So how is the week going so far, guys? How's the week going for you guys?
I have no complaints. I'm getting pumped up about Sunday nights live that I'm going to be having, and hopefully everybody can join about mothers and Mother's Day and all that kind of stuff. We're going to start at 6 Eastern, and we're going to go for quite a while and just let the mothers, if they can, jump in, whatever they want to do. And I'm thinking, I haven't talked to her about it, and I don't know what her plan is for that night, but like, I'm gonna put it on the thing that with a special guest, Miss Worldwide. I don't know, man.
All right, she's in the chat. As a matter of fact, there you go. Yeah, she's in the chat.
There she is. I don't know if she's gonna be available to start at 6, but she will definitely be up there. And
very cool.
Oh man, I think it's pretty exciting though. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. See what happens. Talk about mother issues and stuff like that. And
yeah, the last time a guy got up here started talking about women, it didn't go well. So I'm looking forward to see what happens with you, brother. So
is that you?
It ain't me.
No. My plan for that Sunday night is to talk the least. You know?
Smart man.
There it is. Okay. I'm just saying. Smart man.
I'm gonna put myself, my little thing down the bottom, and just let all the moms say.
You and your little thing are just gonna let your moms talk, huh?
Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna update the thing. I'm gonna put in there special guest, Miss Worldwide. I'll confirm it with her and all that, and then tonight I did not get my opportunity to get my arm today, so I will be buying arm while we're talking. So I'm pretty excited about that.
Cool.
I fly a bus. Finally got the Ultimo card. Yeah, man. Good deal. I actually just filmed a video today, kind of my Ultimo update, kind of showing the basically the dashboard and just going over it a little bit. So I got to edit that, and I'll be throwing that video out shortly. So yeah, congratulations, man. It's the best off ramp right now in crypto by far. Good stuff. I like that fresh cut there, Kryptonian. Looking slick there, brother.
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Looking pip, man.
Finally had time. Well, I don't got a do-rag like you, so I decided to get cut, you know.
Yeah, I gotta get a haircut for Mother's Day. It's like one of the things.
Yeah, it's been a while, man. I had to get one. What are we talking about? You always got like it nice, high and tight there, Chris.
Yeah, it's getting kind of rough. But I've always ever since I was a kid, man. It was like my grandmother would be like, "You gotta get a haircut." Especially around Mother's Day. Look good for your mom.
There you go.
There it is right there.
I got some therapy on Monday. Got some tattoo work done on Monday. So my week's going pretty. I got my elbow colored in there. I don't know if you can see it.
Oh, wow.
Got my elbow colored in. Yeah. So a little bit of touch up, all that good stuff. So
yeah, my daughter went and got a couple tattoos the other day.
Cool.
Like, she's all tatted up, man. She's got them everywhere.
Yeah, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Just got finished Mother's Day shopping. Got the wife some gifts. I'm all caught up, ready to go, man. Usually I'm a last minute kind of guy, but
I'm sorry. I'm gonna say it right now.
Yeah, you've been called to the carpet, brother.
I'm sorry.
I
truly am sorry.
She's like, don't abuse the elderly.
Oh, I thought we were talking about DP.
Oh, I thought you were talking about me because you were like giving me crap.
Hey, you're telling yourself.
Yeah.
You know
what? Yeah, she's probably talking about these. Why are you giving him?
What are you talking? He gives me just as much grief as I give him. What are you talking about? That guy.
Oh man,
he gives as much as he gets, man.
Here for a while. I gotta show you this. I had this sitting here for a while. I don't know if you had the opportunity to get to see this. So I want to show you this real quick.
Yeah, I was looking for the poll. Be like, go watch his live, dude. I'm like, which one was it? Number 8 yesterday because he does like 8 a day. And I mean, and it's like, when did he even do that? Was that on Twitter or something?
No, it was on his live that he did yesterday.
Yeah.
Is Kryptonian crazy? That's good. That's good.
We
And
all-
he didn't even give it like a reason. Is Kryptonian crazy about the moon landing? Is he crazy about this or that? It's just in general.
I am crazy.
Just
Crazy
in
like a
general.
fox. Yeah.
Yeah.
He did, but you see that there's 21 votes, and
Yeah.
it was a pretty close race.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate that, guys. Yeah. No, he probably used that one. Was it that specific voting machine they used in the last election? Because if it is, I don't trust it. I'm just saying right now. Let me guess. He's going to be like, but the government counted the votes. Right. There you go. There it is.
Yeah. I trust every
That
one
means-
of them.
Yeah.
We're
Everyone.
starting
Every one of
early, man. We're starting early. You haven't even got to Fowler. And
Right.
What's up? All right, Fowler, how'd your week going, Fowler? I know you got, man, you had a pretty busy week, man, with these AMAs, right?
Yeah.
And Nick on.
Yeah, man. It's been I mean, from last week to this week, I spent a lot of time, man. And plus I'm running my project. So it's like I don't know where I get all the hands, but I make it happen. That's all I can say.
That's it, man. Make it happen.
Fowler, are you going to have a Friday show this week since you started on Sunday? Is there any change or anything?
I'm trying to cover all the days. I mean, I wasn't expecting that, but you know, the Nick thing, but the fact that it came up was like, why not? Right? Like,
yeah.
you know, so I don't really count it as one of my days or anything. I just like that was just a special day that I was able to pull off. No, I'm gonna be here Friday. I should be. Don't see
Right
why
on.
not.
I'm gonna come back to that, Fowler, because I got a couple questions for you about the Nick interview.
Okay.
So, right on.
All right.
What about you, Unapologetic? How's your week been?
Yeah, man. How'd your week
Yeah,
go?
man.
It's been good. Kind of slow, if I'm being honest with you, but you know, going. Earlier this week, Chris, you actually convinced me to start looking into doing my own little live stream here. So I've
Do it,
been
man. Do it.
Well,
exploring
I've
some
had many
routes to take
conversations
that
with you.
recently.
I've
Good
had a
deal,
lot of
man.
conversations with you. You got a lot to say, and I think you got a lot to bring to the table. So I was looking forward to it. I'm glad you.
Yeah. Plus, I'll stop pissing off my friends list on Facebook with all my rants.
Yeah. Better yet.
You got to get off
Piss
Facebook.
piss the world
Yeah.
off.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize how many people. I didn't realize I was crazy until Prado actually did that poll.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you this: people. I get a lot of crazy DMs, man. I don't even got I got like 300. I got 10 subs. I don't even care about that, right? But I just like being up here and talking with you guys. And I didn't realize that I piss a lot of people off, man. The shit that I say. I mean, some people just can't. I don't know. Okay, it's Prado. He's the one that gets pissed off, but everybody else is cool. Everybody else is nice about it. I'm just kidding.
Saying you can't handle the truth.
He's gonna wake up
Yeah.
in a minute. He's gonna jump on.
You can't handle the truth.
All right, guys. So my week was. I mean, here in Houston, the North Houston area, it was raining. It's still raining, pretty crazy, flooding, and I was actually heading home the other day, and was it yesterday? And probably about 4 or 5 in the afternoon, I was heading home, and my daughter's here, and she's like, she does a group text to me and my wife and I. She's like, "Oh my God, it's raining. I'm scared." I'm like, "It's okay. It's just a little rain. It's no big deal." You know, she's like, "Okay." And the moment she said, "Okay," it started hailing, right? My truck's getting slammed. I'm like, "Oh shit." And then my wife gets home and she calls me. She's like, and I can, as soon as I get on the phone, I can just hear the rocks, the hail hitting the doors and the windows. And I'm like, I think I misspoke. I was like, when I said don't panic, it's time to panic. No, I didn't say that, but yeah, that was crazy. That was my week yesterday, and I'm like, assessing the damage and everything. We just had some
Any
crazy-
dents in your cars and stuff like that?
I got a couple. I
mean,
got a couple of dents top of my truck. My wife's. I haven't checked hers yet. But I was able to pull off and I just took someone's parking spot under a carport somewhere. They were pissed, but they were pulling
they're
out.
trying to get in.
Well, no, they were leaving. They didn't realize that was happening, right? So they were pulling out. I pulled in, and they were like, "What the fuck?" And they tried to back in. I'm like, "Sorry, don't speak English." Whatever, however you do it.
No
Not my
English.
job, not my job. And they were like, they were pissed. They drove off. It was funny. Well, I mean, it wasn't funny because I felt bad for them.
Right.
But I survived.
Well, if you got any dents, man, find a good PDR guy, man. Find a good PDR.
Okay.
Paintless dent removal. They do wonders with
Yeah.
hail damage, brother.
Do they?
They really
Okay.
do.
All right. You mean I'm not gonna trade it in?
I wouldn't.
Ah, shit. was hoping for a new one. I'm just kidding. Oh, really, Greek? I'm surprised you're surprised you can even spell that. Greek. My name that is.
Greek had quite the fiasco this evening. He had to work today, and I guess him and his roommate were having some company over.
Pause.
So
He doesn't work while he's at work, but go ahead.
Right. Well, true. He does lives and YouTube and all that. Gets on Discord. But apparently they had a piece of pork they were smoking, right, with a pellet smoker and all that stuff. So he's got an app on his phone. He can control the temperature. So he was telling his roommate, hey, I'll control the temperature. Just kind of leave it alone. Gave him basic instructions of what to do. Greek said his roommate just kept opening it up, and he'd see the temperature go from like 350 down to like 180. He said the guy pretty much just butchered the food. It was pork. He ended up putting like steak seasoning on it. So Greek was a little upset. Yeah.
But yeah, one job.
I felt bad for him, man. He's like,
Oh,
man, rough day at work. I just wanted a good meal when I got home, and it was butchered, you know.
That's why you gotta stop living with men, bro. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
That's for
doubt,
calling me
man.
crazy, bro. I'm just joking, man. Not really, but I am.
No doubt.
So, all right. So, guys, the last time you guys were on here, was it last week when we talked conspiracies and stuff? We talked about the moon landing. What are you going in, R? Really?
I'm eating. I'm not trying to be like Pride.
Oh, okay. For sure. Cue up that commercial. No, but we talked about moon landings and how you guys already know. If you don't know, I don't believe we went to the moon. And because I don't believe that, I just damn near don't believe anything anybody tells me. I want to inspect what I expect. It doesn't mean I don't trust anybody or I'm paranoid. No, I'm just like, okay, I hear you, bro. That sounds good. Let me see the proof. And if I decide to look into the proof and it's tangible and verifiable, then yeah, of course, we're good. But with that being said, I just don't believe I just don't believe because someone's wearing a white coat and has a stethoscope or they got a badge or they're a politician. I mean, they're authorities because we give them the authority.
Or their name's Fauci.
Or their name's Fauci, Dr. Fauci, whatever you want to call the guy, right? Stick and stab, cut and shoot, whatever.
My pronouns are prosecute Fauci.
Yeah, prosecute. Yeah, actually, I've seen that before. Yeah, I think I had that shirt.
That was Elon Musk tweet.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. That's where I saw that. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're good. No,
You're good, man.
I'm used to it. No, but in all seriousness,
Yeah, I cut him off all the time, or I'd never get a word in. It's like having a live with DP.
Wow.
Oh man.
Oh man, poor guy getting hammered.
It's sort of like DP minus me losing my shit.
Oh my god.
So anyway, I want to kind of explore some of the things, guys. We're going to talk about crypto as well. We're not going to talk about anything like specific in projects that we're working on because I don't want to upset my partners. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying. But now if you guys got questions, we hope I hope I can answer them. At least give you my take on it, my opinion. Yeah. But we've got D up here on the stage with us because he likes. I was told that he's got some things I should be looking into, so I'm curious to see what he's talking about. So with all that being said, we'll let you start off, D. Go ahead and give me something to think about.
Yeah, and it sounds like before D gets started, it sounds like he's only got about 15 or 20 minutes with us because he's got to get up pretty early. So again, D, thanks for picking up the mic, and yeah, man, go for it.
Sorry, those chip bags in the background.
You're all good.
Oh man, I lost my train of thought. What were we talking about? Okay, introductions. All right, so most of the conspiracy stuff that I look into is typically things that involve China. Usually, I just have this weird fascination with China, and not in a good way. When it comes to like aliens, moon landing, and whenever like the name Illuminati gets brought up, usually, especially with the moon landing, I almost don't want to look into those kind of conspiracies because like I don't want it to ruin what I grew up perceiving if that makes sense, which is kind of the
It
whole
does.
point of a conspiracy
So
theory.
you don't want it to
but-
ruin good memories and things of that nature.
Good memories, you know.
gotcha. Sure.
And so I try
Stockholm-
not to form an
Stockholm
opinion on
syndrome, yeah,
those.
We know what that is. Go ahead.
But no, I'd much rather just kind of focus on something that would actually affect my life, like how China smuggles enough fentanyl through our southern border to kill 10 times the U.S. population. You know,
Let's talk about
so. But yeah, I do a lot of stock investing. I don't do too much crypto investing. I have a little bit, but I read up on it quite a
When you-
lot.
when you say
I
a
just
little
don't
bit,
partake.
You say, are you like in Robinhood or?
No, let me pull up. So most of my holdings are in Webull.
Don't
I
show us
have a
your
little bit of
wallet,
Robinhood.
man.
Just
No,
go
I'm
ahead and
not.
send me-
I'm not.
I need to
It's on
verify.
my
We
monitor.
here's
Yeah.
something that we got to kind of cut to the chase here. Anytime you say you're in crypto, you got to send me your seed phrases. I'm going to verify it.
No, shut-
I got to inspect what I expect, and then
don't send him anything.
boy, almost, man, almost got him. I'm just joking, but go ahead.
He'll be
Okay.
getting
Oh,
10
man.
DMs asking the same thing after the show.
Don't listen to Kryptonian. I'll
Right.
help you.
Yeah.
Hey man, I grew up on the internet. I learned a long time ago not to give anybody your shit.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to swear.
So
on
do
here. I don't
you
know if
so
you're
do
allowed
you
to-
you're
do
good,
you
bro.
day
You're good.
trade? Do you day trade, D? Like is that
A little bit. I
okay?
try not to because I don't feel like going broke, you know. So I've definitely done that a couple of times. You know, I've done good on it once. I've done bad on it once. It's kind of hit
We've
or
all-
miss. I'm not.
We've all blown up a bag or two, you know.
Yeah. The most recent one I just did was a pharmaceutical company called CELZ, or that's their symbol. Sort of a penny stock, but
I was gonna say
I
it
hit
sounds
that
like a
one.
penny
I got
stock. Yeah.
yeah, I got an 83% gain overall after I sold out, and I made back probably
Nice.
like I think it was like $340 something off of what I originally invested. So, you know, it wasn't anything crazy, but it was something.
80% is good. That's
a gain is a
fantastic,
gain.
man. Yeah, gain's a gain,
Yeah.
brother.
The point is, you took profit, and that's what
Yep.
some failed to do,
Yep.
especially in crypto.
Yeah. A lot of my money though right now, the only reason I'm investing it and kind of trying to get it to grow is because I have a lot of businesses I'm trying to start up. I don't want to use any of this to start an income because honestly, it's not that reliable. I could take a vending machine company and live off passive income with a bunch of condos under my belt, you know, rent those out to people. So just kind of working to get some of these projects started and
So you said like real estate. You think real estate's really good?
real estate eventually. I mean, this real estate market's going to crash at some point in time. It's bound to happen, and if I got enough money to take advantage of it when it does, then I'm on it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Interesting enough, I happen to be into real estate as well. And
Oh, do you?
crypto. Yeah, and we got this thing called propertyflex.io. If you want to check it out, guys, if you go to propertyflex.io, I was about to cue in a commercial, but yeah, no. So we're actually, with that being said, D, and Arn and myself, we're in crypto. You know, we have our businesses. You know, we're in real estate. You know, like real world, real dirt,
Mhm.
right? Not the digital stuff. But we're bringing the digital and digital dirt and the real dirt together. We're actually bringing some real life, real world utility, because your digital currency is actually tied to real world assets, like you said, some condos and commercial properties or whatnot. So yeah, so interesting enough, you're about where you're. I'm not gonna ask your age, but you definitely don't look as young as Chris, right? So, just joking, brother. I'm just saying.
Dude, the worst thing you ever did was give me this.
No, but I'm glad you like to use it. You know?
Yeah, at least
I
somebody does.
actually like to use it.
Well, he learned long ago.
He just
Yeah.
muted Chris.
No, like long ago. Use it or lose it, right, Chris? You know what I'm
Yeah.
talking about. Anyway, so all right, so good to know. I mean, you're more into the traditional investments, you know, which is good. You know,
Yeah.
we
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with that. I
absolutely.
mean, and that's actually where we're
Yeah.
when you get into crypto, there's a very small. I would say maybe the blue chips, you know, the Bitcoins and the stable coins where you can buy it, kind of hold it, you know, and it still has some volatility. So does real estate, but it's more of a slow up or down, right? In most cases,
Yeah.
it's a bubble pops.
Yeah.
But so I get where you're coming from in that, you know, it's,
Sure.
you want to be able to invest in something and it actually, it creates some sort of passive income for you. So are you
Mhm.
looking to get rich quick or are you looking to just get rich?
Honestly, neither. I just I'm not a good rule follower, so I want to take advantage of loopholes just by nature. But other than that, no, I want to make sure my kids got a good life, and my kids got a good life, and
So you just
I
want to
don't
be
I
able to
don't
live, right? Yeah.
yeah I want to live free. I don't want to be tied down
Right.
by any sort of man. You know what I mean? So, make a lot of money, get some property out somewhere.
You own your own stuff. So,
Yeah.
so-
And
I
D, I
just
did
thought
I did the vending stuff for a while. I had some vending
Did you?
businesses. Yeah, I did some vending for a while. Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
One of my cousins actually is killing it in the vending game right now. Yeah.
Wow. I've got one.
I just
I'm
bought
sorry,
my
Chris?
daily arm. That's why I wanted to let you guys know. Bang.
you
Got a
go.
nice little.
Oh, you just bought. Let me sell right quick. 1 second. I'm joking. Just joking, bro.
Yeah, because Chris
That was a
bought like
joke.
20K
Yeah,
worth.
exactly.
One Bitcoin and
I give
arm,
slices. So the difference between Chris and I is I give slices. He gives chunks.
Yeah.
That's how we do
Yeah.
it. So
Not a Bitcoin. No, that's not gonna work. D, didn't you? You were telling me about. That's what one of the things that I don't know if you have enough time, but you were telling me about this whole thing that you did researching about politicians and stock trading.
Oh, yeah. So fun fact about me, I'm in school. I just started, I just ended my first semester of my freshman year of college. I graduated high school 6 years ago, so if that gives you any frame of reference on my age. Was it 6 years? Yeah, it was 6 years ago.
Maybe.
So for our final project, we had to write a research essay, and it had to be sort of an argumentative research essay. So we had to come up with a thesis statement, and we had to drive that thesis statement home. And then the other half of the essay was to argue our stance on it, which I did very poorly because honestly, I couldn't find a good counter argument. And so my topic was political insider trading, and boy, did I find some stuff. I have, I think, 17 articles in total on my bibliography that I used for research, including a bunch of laws, bills, amendments that Congress has passed that even has the mentioning of insider trading. And I do plan to continue writing this essay, as time goes, and eventually I'd like to get it published by some sort of publishing company. Whether or not that'll go anywhere, can't say for sure, but it'd be fun to do.
oh yeah, no, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, man.
So you in your due diligence and you looking into insider trading, your eyes were opened or insider
I'm sorry.
trading. Yeah, so the insider trading, are you looking into like politicians doing the inside trading? You're looking at basically it was just
Are they passing laws
excuse
that
me.
specifically help them out, or just having cronies, or what does that
It's-
look like? I think that's what Kryptonian was trying to get
Mhm.
at. Yeah.
It's so it's kind of a weird space for all of them, there are laws that regulate it, absolutely. So the first mention of insider trading, especially with politicians, was the Securities Exchange Act of 1935. And the only thing that explicitly said was that company or corporate insiders cannot use information derived from their specific position in influence of gaining a private profit. It didn't explicitly mention politicians. It only said corporate insiders. Now, fast forward all the way to 2012, which is the only other time they've ever passed a bill pertaining to political insider trading, not just regular insider trading. So that was the Stock Act. It was the Stop Trading on Congressional Knowledge Act of 2012 is what it stood for. And that essentially was just an amendment to specifically Rule 10B and 10B-5 of the SEC Act in 35. And it sort of outlined, who's classified as a member of Congress, who's allowed to use what information in very vague ways. I explicitly said in my essay that, after reading the entire is a 16-page document. After reading the whole document, you could probably remove half of it and nothing would change. It would still say the same thing. Now that being said, it does put specific regulations on them, saying that if they do make a trade, they have to report it within 30 days if it's a trade like this, or if it's this type of transaction, they have to report it within 45 days. The bill doesn't mention anything about using information derived from other officials, even if they're on the same position as you. So if you guys like work on the same committee, it doesn't mention anything about whether or not another politician can give you information to influence whether or not you make a private profit. Which I think is just.
What about family?
It says that any. I'm drawing a blank, and it might take me too long to open this because there is a specific.
Well, I know you don't have a ton of time, man. I was just wondering
whatnot.
if it mentioned anything about family, because we
No,
all know
absolutely.
politicians
And
don't like to pass laws that affect themselves or will have any bearing
Yeah,
on themselves.
exactly.
That's just, again,
Exactly.
1930 to all the way to 2012. I mean, I think that speaks for
it's a
itself.
long time. It's a really
Yeah.
long time.
Yeah.
I also I can mention a couple other things before I gotta go. I got a few minutes. Something I mentioned in there in the words of Nancy Pelosi, she likes to say nobody's above the law, especially when it comes to prosecuting Trump and everything. But also whenever she gets grilled for insider trading for obviously nefarious means, she says, well, it's a free market and we all are entitled to the market, which is obviously just like a trope to justify rules for thee but not for me type of mentality. So excuse me.
Speaking of Trump, can we at some point during this show talk about the what just happened with him getting found guilty with some screwball lady who can't even remember her own name? I mean, come on.
With a full Democrat jury,
man,
a full Democrat voting jury.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't care who you are, but that's a racket. I mean, come on now.
Well, the way I see it is when they do these types of things, I mean, I'm not saying Trump's guilty. I'm not saying he's innocent. But that lady went on national television and said that she didn't physically have anything. And then he went and said she's full of crap. And he's paying because he said she's full of crap, not because the act happened. So it was like,
it's
when they do these types of things, they minimize the real things that they would bring up later on.
150%, man.
I mean, it's like, okay, so now people research this and they're like, yeah, this might not have been. Well, I don't know about that. And then when they have a legitimate problem,
right? Do you take the next one seriously?
Yeah, everybo's like, oh, here they are going after.
It's like crying wolf, man. 150%. Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
All right. Well, before we get caught in another rant, I'm gonna have to take off from tonight, guys. I gotta get up early for work. It was nice meeting you all. I'd love to be on here again sometime. I can even show my essay up on the live stream. We could talk more about that stuff, or if you guys want to get into some other topics.
Yeah, I might poach you from this, and maybe you and I do a live where you're just explaining it, and I'm just sitting back going, whatever.
Yeah, I'd be good with that, man. Yeah, definitely love to have you on again, man. Thanks for coming on and deciding to pick up a mic. I'm glad Chris got you too, man. That's
absolutely.
First of all, it takes balls to get up here and show your face. Just in general.
For sure.
So that speaks for itself. So yeah, man.
Absolutely.
I'm glad you could join us, and hope you do. Many times in the future. Love to hear what you got to say, and love to check out that essay, man. Definitely.
Thank you so much, and thank you, Kryptonian, again for having me on your live.
You're muted, Kryptonian. You're muted, brother.
Chris, if you do that again, I'm gonna put.
I didn't mute you. I'm sitting right here, bro.
One thing I will say,
everybody.
Thanks for joining us, man. And
yeah,
you just can't say the word China and then bounce. So you will be back.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, you're
We
in
will be
trouble
back,
now.
okay? Because I got some from
Okay.
China.
All right.
Love
I have
it.
a
Love
lot
to
on
hear what
China,
you got,
dude. I
man.
love China. I love talking about China.
Man.
Well, I don't love China.
but
Yeah,
yeah,
I don't
I was.
love
I
China.
got to backtrack there for a second. I don't love China, but
My kids are half Asian, but that doesn't mean I love
Well,
China.
I was gonna say culturally they have
It's
some.
not-
I mean, yeah,
it's not the people, it's the
yeah,
government.
exactly.
You know, the
Thank you,
people are
Chris.
wonderful.
Thank you.
That's right.
awesome. All right. Well, you guys have a good night. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Bye.
man.
Take care,
Thanks,
See you, bud.
man. Rest up. Have a good day. Fucking balls deep. I wouldn't even let my dog pump that raggedy ass chick that claims Trump plugged her.
He's right, man. But you see that interview
is
that
right,
he had
man.
with Anderson Cooper, man?
Yeah, when she was talking about rape being like sexy, like, well, who says that, dude? Like, what?
it wasn't actual physical.
Yeah, she was
I'm like,
squirrely,
wait,
man.
what?
Yeah.
And even Anderson Cooper was
Yeah.
like, let's go to commercial.
Hey,
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
did.
He was.
Hey,
Yeah.
he did f up though, man. He
Yeah.
did that position. He couldn't even tell his wife from the chick. Like he
Yeah.
kind of screwed himself. Like, let's just be real.
I'm not a big Anderson Cooper fan anyway, so
Yeah, but I mean, I understand what Fowler's saying and everything like that. But
Yeah.
all these politicians, man, they all act kind of crazy. But when there's a legitimate thing, like
Yeah.
with take Biden for instance, they've been talking about Hunter Biden's laptop forever, right? They're always talking about it. And today, serious stuff came out about that are associated with this family. And I'm not sure if it's media or what, but a lot of people, I don't see it in the headlines anywhere. I mean, I see it in a few places, but I don't know. Are they desensitized because we've been talking about Hunter Biden's laptop for the last 2 years?
it's
You
either
know?
that or they just the media is basically Democratic driven. They just don't push it. It's
I
like,
think-
okay, well, it kind of fizzles out if that makes
Right.
I
sense.
think honestly, I just think politics is just dried up, man. Like you gotta remember, at one point in time in life, you didn't hear about politics too much at all, right? And now
I
it's
know what you're
like,
talking about.
now it's politics every day.
Every
Like,
day.
like it's not. It hasn't always been like that. And you got to think. There's another element that a lot of people ain't thinking about. There's a whole young generation that, as much we think there's young people driving for voting, there's a whole lot of young generation don't even know what the government even means. So like they don't even know anything. Like they know the structure, right? They get that basic structure they probably learn in school, but they ain't talking about politics in school, which is good, right? You shouldn't be talking about politics in school, but I think
Yes.
the problem is there's some a lack. There's a big lack of everyday situational like politics and how it like coincides with everyone's everyday life. So a lot of these kids are getting out of high school. They have no clue what's going on out here, and they have.
Was that a failure of the school system?
There's a complete failure all around, and I can't blame the school educational system when the educational system falls underneath the government's system. Overall, the government controls all these systems. They control the funding that the educational system gets from whether it's state and city, right? So if there's no money for your school, you don't have the best teachers, you don't have the good books, you don't have the up-to-date computers. I was a product of that, honestly. A product of just wanting to go to computer class and find out that the person that's teaching you has no clue how to use the thing.
Yeah.
Second of all, you don't even have an up-to-date, you're not even competing on a level with an update computer. I'm 5 years behind in the class. At home, I got an update computer at 98, 99. The schools didn't have that. So how are you going to teach me anything to lead up in the tech world to make me stimulate? So think about it. I'm a one-off. I've been a tech head since ever, man, since AOL. That when I learned how to connect the telephone line to the computer to the wall and to be able to tie up the phone line to get on the internet. Once I learned that, it was off. I learned everything from the internet. There's tons of people that did not get that same experience, right? They don't have any experience with computers growing up. They get all this stuff later on in life. You can't drive the type of connection I have to tech. You can't just like pick up. You can't pick that up. You either you develop it. It's either a fascination you catch on early, or it's a fascination you catch on somewhere down like, but you got to go at it 100%. You can't go against tech like with 50% because tech will, we all know it only takes a couple of months and tech is basically out of date for you. So you have to either stay on top of tech or you're going to get left behind. And I think a lot of people get left behind because one, they was never caught up in the first place.
Right. I got another little topic that I wanted to talk about that Fowler reminded me of. And I saw this today. So this GOP candidate talking about having a constitutional amendment to raise the voting age to 25. What do you guys think about that?
Nah, it's garbage.
I think if a young man or woman can go at 18 and fight for the country and risk their life, they have a say in you know who our leaders are.
Yeah, I actually had a friend of mine, young man of mine. He works with one of my employees, same age, 21 years old. He came into my office like, check this out, and he's just turned 21. You know, he's able to carry now. He's pretty excited about it. A handgun, that is.
Mm-hmm.
Him and his family, they have, you know, they hunt rifles, they have their own land, all that stuff, whatever. So he's from Texas, obviously.
Probably been around guns most of his
yeah,
life and
yeah,
hunting
most of it,
and
yeah. So he sees this and, you know, and he's like, you know, he goes, I'm okay with that. I'm like, what are you talking about? Are you serious? And he's like, well, I tell you what, if they're going to raise the limit to 21 to drink alcohol, buy rifles, why not vote, buy real estate, pay taxes, do all of it, move it all the way up the board.
Yeah,
You
but
know
they
what I mean?
won't do that.
But they won't do that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
They should raise the draft age too.
No,
man.
look,
The draft-
I'm
draft age
he-
should-
it.
draft age should
he
be
said
like
he
no.
said that too. He
Nope.
said that too. No,
Nope.
he's saying that sarcastically, of course.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
He's like, he's not serious. He's like, if they're going to do it, they might as well raise everything up, because other than that, then they're just, this is not fair. And he said what you guys said. You know, you're gonna draft me. We go to war. You're drafting that kid right there at 18, 19 years old. Some maybe even as early as 17.
Yeah.
You know, depending on how bad it is. Right. We already know that. They're gonna put a freaking pack on him, throw a rifle in his hand, and say, "Go kill for me."
Right.
You know, go kill for me. And then when you go ahead.
No, I'm just saying. I'm telling you, people talk about like different groups being underrepresented in politics and stuff like that, like the Black community, Hispanic community, all these different communities. You know, they might be right, but the number one community that is underrepresented, kind of at their own fault, is the
younger generation. Yeah, because politicians are because the politicians are so far away that they're just so disconnected. You're right, Chris.
Yeah, they get shit on all the time.
Yeah.
And let me understand this. The Constitution, basically, we came out, freedom, all that kind of stuff. 18 years old, you're considered an adult. Okay. I don't understand why you can't buy cigarettes, why you can't drink alcohol, why you can't, if you can sign up and go.
I think cigarettes is 18, isn't it?
Vote, you can do all that stuff. There should be no limit on that stuff. And the responsibility is not the government telling us that our kids have to be older to vote. It's the responsibility of our school system and parents and our uncles and aunts and stuff like that of educating our children to be prepared to vote and to do these things responsibly. It's not, I don't want the government telling my daughter just turned 21 years old. I've been buying her alcohol for years. You know what? That's
if you didn't do it, somebody, Bob down the street would be, or,
right. And it's like she always did. She'd have friends over and stuff like that. Most of her friends are well over 21, but she'd have friends over and stuff like that, and she'd feel like out of place because she was like, 19 or 20, and I'd be like, well, if you're here, you can drink what you want. But it's like, that group gets shit on all the time. They come back and they say, well, we're going to do this and we're going to do that. And it's like, you know what? Educate your people, educate your children. So when they're old enough, they're 18 years old, they can make these decisions. That's what bothers me about all this stuff. And when someone comes out and says, we're going to raise the voting age. Listen, there are stupid people that are under 25 and there's stupid people my age.
Well said, brother.
It's not going to make a difference. What do you change it? But stop taking the rights away from the young people. They're never going to grow up if you're coddling them so long.
Yeah.
Anyway.
And I'll tell you guys, I have I can speak about one of my daughters who's 20. Our politics don't align. You know, there are things that are important to me that aren't important to her at all. And I'll tell you though, she has opened my eyes to some things that normally probably wouldn't have been open to. And I keep an open mind about everything. You know, she goes to NYU, the one that I'm talking about, and again, there's just things that are more important to her that aren't important to me. But she's actually opened my eyes and educated me on some of those things. And I wouldn't necessarily say my core beliefs have changed, but I've been, I've changed my stance on a few things based upon some of the things that she's educated me on. So there are some young people that definitely know what they're talking about. And again, they just have different things that are important to them. You know, they have different priorities than we do. And like Chris said, they're well underrepresented in politics, no doubt.
And one of the things that Mark talks about, that comment down there, he says only 27% of 18 to 29-year-olds vote.
I believe it.
This may be the problem. But you know what? They're disenfranchised.
Yeah.
They're like, why should I even vote? Whatever I say is not going to, it's all backwards. Those are people that age range between your 18 and 20 should be the majority of the voting population. And the politicians, I think there should be an age limit, man, because we got politicians making decisions on these people's lives, these 18 and 29, that they're not going to be alive to see.
Yeah.
So that vote.
Biden might be alive to see it. That guy still.
The biggest thing is they need term limits. They need term limits. Yeah,
but they're never gonna vote for it for themselves. But now I agree with you, Fal. I agree with you, man.
They have to.
I mean, I'm getting close to that age. I'm telling you right now, I am not as quick and as knowledgeable as I was when I was younger. I'm not as dumb as I was back then, but I'm not as knowledgeable.
Well, you may not be as sharp, you know, but
20
you're
years
probably
from now,
well. I like to. You actually explained it wrong. You're still dumb. You're just a little bit wiser than you are dumb. That's all. I mean, no one gets dumber. You're just either dumb or you're not, right? It's okay. As long as you.
I don't even know what he was going to say. I just don't want to hear it.
I love when you do that, Chris. Just so you know.
One more outburst like that, Chris. That's what you're supposed to.
Sorry, man. I'm going back in my corner.
I'm just joking.
No, but seriously, guys, like when it comes to these kids, man, they're never gonna have hope because if I'm in a younger form, and I'm into politics, I would be kind of like taken back because if I'm seeing these dinosaurs who just will not succeed this power. Like, and that's what somebody told me once upon a time. Somebody told me there's 3 different types of power, major power. There's star power, there's financial power, and there's political power. And somebody always told me the doozy is political power. That is the creme de la creme, because you can get the financial stuff and the star power all in one. So if you're young and you're not seeing, there's no term limits, right? They can stay as long as they want. And so pretty much what you're telling me is either they're going to have to die, like in their, like, what's their name?
Like the Supreme Justices? And
that's not.
I think that's a little bit different, but like Dianne Feinstein.
That's the one. Yeah. She's literally almost, I think they said she was in a hospice bed or something. And she's not like giving up power. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy talk. That means that somebody who's not right in their mind, who's grasps onto that power so much. It's almost like the ring. Was it My Precious?
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
It's like engulfed. That power is so like tremendous. It's engulfed to the point where when you're ill in the mind, all you can think about is retaining that power. So
and there you go.
What young person's gonna think they got a chance when by the time if I'm 18, I'm looking at politics, and if the person that's in my state that's been there forever, he might not croak until he's like 80. That means by the time I have to wait till I'm like 30 before I get a chance in this state as like a representative or a senator or something. So that's like, it sucks because
it's disheartening, man. It's disheartening. Yeah.
Because I can't even, I mean, I could probably make some decisions for a younger generation, right? Because I have an idea. But there's no way you could tell me some 80-year-old man is going to be able to be like, you know what, this technology that
Right.
needs this financing or this government backing, or at least a government push for the future for this tech, which will help tremendous amounts of younger generations while I'm long and gone. It will take them to higher heights. This is what they're promising. But this old guy, because it doesn't align to his financial pockets or his donors or whoever he works for, they're gonna totally just throw it to the side. They're gonna throw all that tech and to keep this old dinosaur tech, man. Like I'm real big on like renewable energies and stuff, but I understand gas is still needed. But what we don't need is a lot of some of these other like dirty pollutants like coal. Like there's so many other things you can do with natural gas and everything else to get rid of coal.
Yeah, but coal is used to mine lithium, which is used for electric cars and their batteries and
but if you utilize that resource for a more specific thing versus being a wide range, one, it lasts longer, right? Because you're not using it for so much stuff. You like, you know what, we can do these things with a different material. And also the pollutants come down, right? Which is what everybody wants. We all want to be able to breathe one day. We don't all want to be wearing masks like, I can't breathe, I got to get filtration to get air. Everybody doesn't want that. People want clean air. So, just like the thing I was doing on my live today about the Bitcoin. I don't know if you guys heard about the Biden 30% tax on electricity, mining electricity. Like, that's crazy. How are you going to charge? First off, it's hypothetical. There's no way you can gauge that. Right. But how are you going to collect 30% off of that? The margins are slim already. All right, like margins.
They're not. They're doing it the moment it hits your bank account. They don't care about what happens on the chain.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. But they don't have any type of reading which says, hey, you specifically use this amount of electricity at this point in time with this carrier for this amount of electricity. They don't have. There's no way to gauge that. And then and they want to what's the Bitcoin miners are using the flaring tech. They're taking the flaring and converting that to energy. They want to tax that.
Yeah, and they're getting more efficient. Miners are getting more efficient. They're just throwing an arbitrary number at it, saying, "Hey, we want a slice of that. We're going to use this as an excuse." Well, yeah, they want a chunk. They want one of Chris's chunks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. I have to go back and check that one out, Fowler. That sounds like a good one.
Oh yeah, it was a couple days ago. I think they're moving forward on trying to tax 30% on electricity. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, you can't tell me that Biden is anywhere near pro crypto, or it could be, or maybe crypto curious. No way in hell. But guess what?
He's lucky if he can figure out how to walk down the steps, man.
Right, man. Like,
he can't even walk up the steps. What are you talking about?
I know.
Bitcoin is trying to find so many different things, avenues on innovation. There's innovative ways that we burn electricity to create energy, right? These are the type of innovations that we need, and these are the type of things that are being developed, and plus way more. But guess what? Joe Biden don't know that stuff, nor can he see the future enough to be able to understand why we need it. Because he wants to, all of them. I don't care what side, left or right, don't matter. At the end of the day, they all serve some donor who's paying their pockets, right?
It's just lobbyist.
Yes, sir. Some lobbyists. They're not making decisions on people's well-being. I can tell you that.
Yeah, the donors pay them, we pay the donors, all off our backs, man. That's how it goes.
Yep.
So it's just like when you're paying your taxes, right? I have to file quarterly, right? If you run a business, so I basically have to file what I think I'm gonna make. So back to your question, how does Biden even know how does he know what the government doesn't care? They tell me, what do you think you're gonna make? Pay me that. And if I tell you what, if you're wrong, I'll give you some of it back if your deductions line up.
If.
Yeah, so it's a scam. That's a Ponzi. That's a freaking pyramid scheme right there, in my opinion. So they're going to run the same racket they do with regular federal and state income taxes. They're going to do what just capital gains. They're going to do the same thing with crypto revenues. So they don't need to know what the exchanges make or what the fees are. They don't care. They want to know what gets deposited from an exchange or to your account. what you report, because the bank's going to report, hey, he just dropped 20K into his account, right? And that's all they need to know. They're just going to add it. Well, you made $50,000 in Bitcoin. I mean, it came out of nowhere. So yeah, but I put 49,000.
Sorry.
You got to prove you did. You know, you're already guilty. So pay it. So
Yeah.
pay it. We'll give it back to you and that's what's going to happen. And that's what they want, man. 100%.
You're 110% right. The thing that gets me too is personal property tax for my business. That's one that gets me. I got to pay tax on shit I've already bought and paid tax on. That one gets me every year, man. Personal property tax for my business. You gotta be kidding me,
Are you
man.
serious?
Yeah, man. Maryland, I gotta pay personal property tax on shit the business owns that I've already bought and paid tax on when I bought it. I gotta pay a tax because the business owns it, like computers, fixtures, everything. And then again, they just round that number to whatever they think it is. Now you can go in and you itemize it and all that stuff, but yeah, man, it is quite the racket. Personal property tax. It's crazy, man. Absolutely insane.
Uncle Sam, man.
Everybody's got their hand in your pocket when you own a business, man. I'm telling you.
Uncle Sam come with his shirt ripped off with no lube, man. Just coming in, just like, go take everything you got, man, when I get a chance.
150%, man. Yep. Income tax. Even the fact that if you don't pay your property tax, they can come and take your house. What kind of shit is that? If your house is paid off, you're still paying taxes on it.
It's gonna rip them off.
It's crazy, man.
Yo, you could have a 100, 200, $300,000 house fully paid off, and you can have anywhere from 1,000.
And your tax bill, if you have a $300,000-$400,000 house, your tax bill is not going to be small.
Yeah, so you gotta pay that, and if you don't, they just take all that. What?
Yeah, crazy, dude. So you don't truly ever own your house.
Nope.
It's crazy, man.
If a government agency can come and take it away, you don't own it.
Oh, exactly.
Bro, don't
now,
get hard on them.
What were you gonna say, Kryptonian? The
only thing that I own,
that
they can come and take if they want it, is my gun. Come get it. It's all yours. Come get it. You just gotta take it from me. So if you got to take it from me, that means I own it, right? And here's the thing about taxes, right? It's not voluntary. You know, we just talked about it last week. I think I talked about it on Prado's show. The IRS has hired like 80-something thousand IRS employees, new employees, and has armed before they put the ad out, guys. For new applications, before they they posted the ad, they already bought like $2 million worth of 9mm ammo, about $100,000 worth of AR-15s that they want to ban, plus fully automatic weapons that you're not allowed to have. Think about that. So they're going to take away your guns, raise your taxes. You don't pay. They don't need. See, that's just it. They don't need you to not pay your taxes. They don't need that. They just show up because you're unarmed and they're going to take your shit. I mean, nobody wants to get shot. Nobody does. I'm sorry.
Oh, man, they gotta raise their gun game just like everybody else, man. You gotta come collect those back taxes. You gotta go with some serious weaponry.
You're right, man. They do or we do.
Everybody does, because guess what? No matter who, somebody's got to ring a doorbell. Somebody's got to ask for the tax money, and somebody might be having a bad day. Like, everybody has to be. It's almost like the Wild Wild West of the modern day. That's what I think we're going back to, just with like way more lethal weaponry, and without the horses. Well, the horses are more or less like the tanks and stuff, right? Like it's all changed, but like I think we're going back to a time where everybody's probably going to end up being armed.
We're already armed. You know, the most guns. Women during the pandemic, the most new gun owner percentages went up 40-something%, and it was all mainly women.
It was mainly African American women.
I'm sorry, Black women. Okay, because half of them
like
came from Africa.
60 to 65%.
American. They're Black Americans that bought guns. Okay, sorry.
Yeah,
Chris.
if they're in the house, I mean that makes sense though, because everybody's in the house. Those areas, right? Urban areas, I know for a fact they were getting like, just like they were looting stores, they were looting houses too. Like they were busting, doing B&Es and home invasions, stuff like that. That stuff was happening. So I expected crypto to go up, yes. Guns to go up, yes.
Gun stores couldn't keep them on the shelf.
Yeah,
they couldn't keep them in stock, man. They were flying out left and right.
They're still pretty busy, man.
Yeah.
The gun place that I go to, on a regular basis, they are packed.
Listen, man, the gun business is not hurting whatsoever. Like you could tell me guns are down.
I think it's great. More people. I mean, if you want to have a gun, that's great. Go to the range, learn. Don't get a gun and sit in your drawer and then pull it out whenever you get scared.
And continue to train. Continue to train
every day. Every day that you can train, whether you're training on the internet, watching videos, know how to take your gun apart, how to clean it, how to hold it, store it safely, how to pull the firing pin, which is a very safe way to store your guns, by the way. Because I mean, even if you accidentally something happens, you take the firing pin out. So, but I think the gunners, they need to be out there. People need to be out getting educated. I mean, it's one of our rights, and it keeps us protected. But I actually think it's going back, like Kryptonian was saying, man. I think the younger generations getting a little bit smarter. They're understanding their rights, and they're understanding that
your generation would have been smarter too. I mean, any generations, not that we're not there, you weren't, but back in your day and even, a little bit ahead of that, the reason why the young people didn't, I would be considered not more informed is because of the internet wasn't as readily available. Now we can learn something like that. Just Google it, or someone can send me a text message. I can get a picture from Scotland right now from my friend in Scotland, right? Man, boom. She can show me the sky right now where I don't have to fly over there and look at it in a textbook, or we even go to Google. Someone can FaceTime me. So the information travels so fast now that it's hard for them. They can't, as Fowler would say, you can't put the toothpaste back in the bottle. All right. It's out. Mm-hmm. So they know that they can't control it. I mean, they can't stop it, but they will control it. So the challenge I have with infrastructure, with governments and regulation is the moment we ask for government regulation, I believe personally, based on history, the governments allow things to go awry. In fact, they push it off the cliff. They help it. They facilitate it. Because when it crashes, the people are like, somebody help us, and they come in. We're here to help you, and then they throw in the regulations. Now they control that. They control oil and gas. Oil and gas companies. Please, man, who you think's paying the lobbyists?
They create chaos, and they bring the solution.
Out of chaos comes order. Yep, out of chaos comes order. Right? FTX. Yep, FTX. Like FTX. I mean, good gosh. I mean. That was
follow the money.
To me, like there were some things about that whole ordeal. Friedman came up with billions of dollars out of nowhere. Okay, boom, FTX. Epstein died. He killed himself. He got Clinton. Supposedly. Where did he get his money? Well, we know where he got his money. He's running a pedophile ring, right? And then he goes, trafficking to an island, kids to an island, and bringing so many people, and that list has been disclosed, and people are upset about that. That guy gets offed. Then all of a sudden, Friedman jumps up on the scene. Now he's running an exchange, and he goes unchecked. He's running $1 billion company off of QuickBooks. Funny, but whatever. He's running it off of QuickBooks, and with no sort of infrastructure or some sort of structure, business, accounting department, right? So, and then what is he going around? He's going around and he's asking government officials, he's asking government leaders of states, he's asking celebrities to support FTX. Throw your money in here. This is it. We're going to save the world. We're going to take a little bit of profit. We're going to take the rest and just save the world. So people bought into that, and then boom, the money's gone. Follow the money. While the war's happening, I mean, I'm sorry, while FTX is happening, that whole, the chaos there, bam, now we're at war with the Ukrainians, right? And there has been speculation. In fact, I've actually seen some research on it where you had some of the money that was being donated for the Ukraine war effort. Okay, what it was doing? It was going from.
You talking about going to the president of Ukraine that was dancing around in high heels and shit?
Yep.
That guy?
Yep. That guy.
Fuck.
You
Yep,
mean that guy that was an actor before he was?
Oh man.
Still, man, it's just. Sorry, man.
So the thing about him is that with the whole Ukraine thing, they're asking money to support Ukraine, billions of dollars, and they continue to give this guy money. All right, continue to give this guy. Right? Where's it at? They give him money, then the FTX thing happens. If you follow the money that kind of just went away out of FTX, a lot of it ended up in Ukraine. Okay, a lot of it ended up in Ukraine. It's actually it's because of the fundraisers. There's this. I was actually watching this guy. He was showing where they were actually taking up donations for the Ukrainian war effort, taking it, and they were taking the money, and then it was going off. It was going off into the FTX exchange, and then it would vanish. And then all of a sudden, you had banks in the Ukraine just receiving all kinds of money, hundreds of millions of dollars, whatever it was. Why are they doing that? Well, I mean, I can tell you why, or my opinion. It goes back to one of the most crooked presidents in the world. It's going to be Biden. Just today, he had a little come to Jesus moment, right? You had some Republicans come out. Of course, it's Republicans, and they basically disclosed some very interesting information. And I want to know what Prado thinks about this, because Biden's his baby. You know what I mean? Well, actually, Biden's older.
That's because he wears a diaper.
Yeah. Exactly, right? We're talking about, not Prado doesn't wear a diaper yet, bro, but we're talking about Biden.
I know.
But I really want to know what Prado thinks, because Prado and I have gone back and forth a couple of times, multiple times actually. Probably
we all know. We all know. You guys fight like an old married couple.
Yeah, he's the all right. Well, you know what I'm saying. So anyways. So with that happening, with Biden today, I want to know what Prado has to say, and someone like a Prado, because he truly believes that Biden, is doing great for the country. He hasn't, and Prado's even admitted he hasn't been the smartest politician, but he has been in politics a long time, but he's squeaky clean. I want to know how this affects someone like a Prado and those out there. I'd like to know if you got some comments on. I want to know what you think about that, because you got this guy who's now president of the United States. Everybody in his family tree has an LLC, and it has been wired money by the Chinese. What the fuck is that about? Come on, man. His little grandchild, he's got a little grandchild that has an LLC being money wired to them from some sort of foreign account. What is that about?
Well, that goes back to, I think it was somebody, I think it was Balls Deep commented, and he was talking about Feinstein, saying she went in to politics with a normal bank account, and now she's worth like 20 mil. And I think that's a lot of politicians nowadays. They come in with a bank account like normal everyday Americans.
That's not 20. It's 200.
I'm sorry, 200 mil. I'm sorry. Is that what it was? I know it was something like that. But I mean, it's like Fowler was saying, it's the ultimate in power, because you can get the others. You can get the financial power, you can get the star power with the political power. So yeah. Spot on, Fowler. Yeah.
Listen, man, I'm gonna tell you guys.
So who told you that about the power? Who gave you that little tidbit of wisdom? Do you remember?
It was my grandfather a long time ago. But I'll tell you guys one thing. And this is what makes it easy for me to really just be in between and just hear both sides and tell everybody like both sides are full of shit.
No shit.
Like
no shit.
There's not one ounce of me that doesn't believe at all that all of them in some Chinese, some foreign pocket. And if you don't let me test you guys' age.
They all sit back smoking cigars in the cigar lounge all together, just laughing at the American.
Have you guys
American
seen
people?
You guys seen that movie? It's an old movie. It's called Wolverines. Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
Long ago. Remember the one dude that was part of
Oh
the
no,
team
that wasn't Wolverines. That's what they were called, but it was actually called
Dawn, Red Dawn.
Red Dawn. Yeah,
Red
yeah.
Dawn.
Yeah.
I love that
Yeah.
movie, man. The
That
old
was a
one, not
great
the
one,
new,
man.
not the
Yeah.
No, not the new one, not the new one. So remember there was a kid that was the I think he was like the leader of the debate team or something. The rest of them, they all go out there, and then it was just he was the politician. He was like the mayor's son, right? And it ended up being that the mayor ended up giving up the town, like kind of like was telling like what families had guns in their houses, registered guns. He like gave up the gun list and stuff. He was giving up his people. And then his son, it wasn't like he was talking to his son, right? But like his son ended up giving up the team, led them into an ambush, right? All I'm saying is they all of them cut from the same cloth. If they politicians, you can't trust them. You really can't. And at the end of the day, like I said, they don't look out for you. They really look out for themselves and their interest groups and their donors. That's what it really comes at in the lobbyists. It's all it comes down to. Like for crypto to really going to take off, crypto's going to take off where it forces them to keep up. It's not going to be us getting politicians in there to make some legislation and stuff. I don't think if it was going to happen, it would have happened. It's not going to happen. If it comes, it's going to come because they feel like they've done everything that they can with brute force. It didn't work. And now they left with the last resort was, okay, we'll make laws and stuff. Just make sure you follow these laws. You know, they serve themselves, man, when it comes down to it. And I don't even know if it can be fixed. I don't think the government structure can be fixed for the modern day, because that's what it needs. The government needs to overhaul to keep up with the current time. We got, like I said, we got younger generations that are going to come up. Who the hell, if all these old geezers, eventually die off, then the young kids come in, what they're going to do? Follow in the same footsteps? Are they going to just take over where they left off, and we're going to still be fighting about the same shit every single day, going on for decades and decades and decades and decades? Like, something's got to give. So I think the government needs to overhaul. It will come slowly over time, I think. But I promise you one thing: if the blockchain isn't involved, I'll be shocked, because the blockchain is going to be the one thing that nobody can deny, right? Nobody can deny the transparency, none of that stuff. So I think that's going to be the one thing that they're going to have to bow down to at some point, because the blockchain is becoming a reality around a globe. Maybe not in North America like that, but around the globe, they are really trying to push to integrate blockchain technology into everyday life.
Yeah, so I wanted to bring up this comment here that Biz said, what happened today with Biden? So I figured this out. I could not find this information anywhere except for Fox News. And this is the kind of crap that pisses me off, because this is news, okay? Just because you may not be a Republican or whatever, but the Oversight Committee, a congressional body, does a press conference with the findings that they have, the information that they have, and only one major news network shows it.
Yep.
Now that kind of crap is what the problem is, because if they came out and everybody watched it, and what they talk about is basically, and when I was looking for this thing, the headline of I'm gonna go back real quick and just see what it is. Yeah, look at this headline here. This is from Seattle Times. House Republican report finds no evidence of wrongdoing by President Biden. You know what kind of crap that is? He is not listed as somebody that did something wrong, but his whole entire family received money from foreign countries. So so Biden technically didn't do anything.
That's right.
But his whole entire family
that's how the news reports it.
Right. They're just randomly giving. Yeah, Biden didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, I didn't do anything wrong. but his
Yeah.
whole family got paid
Yeah,
from.
this-
I mean, this is the kind of crap that pisses me off.
Yeah.
But back to this thing about
You know what that
but
reminds
the-
me of, Chris? Is that we had some dropping news, and this is relative to what you're talking about, but it reminds me of someone that's kind of doing the same thing right now before our eyes. They're just burying this shit with good articles and, paid articles, and Biden's the greatest president ever. Numbers are up. It is so familiar to me. I'm just tired of that shit. But go ahead. Sorry.
right, it's basically this thing says. Now, I would recommend everybody go research this and find out what they actually talked about, because that's my part, is that if you're making it, if the media, they're making it hard for me to get the other side's issues, then what are they doing hiding it? Are they telling me I shouldn't know this information? Just put it out there. You're a news organization. I don't care. I don't want your opinion. Just put it out there, both sides. I want to know from both sides. But if they're not even running this stuff, so basically they're saying that Fox News was the only one that went live on the press conference of the Biden family. And I haven't read the whole entire thing, but Kryptonian, do you know, is there 9 family members that received
Up
money?
to 9 family members. It was, receiving the money. So it's one thing if, like, my daughter receives money from my business because she actually works for me. She works for the business. She offers some sort of a service to the business. She produces out of her life energy a product that I use and I'm able to use to sustain the business and push to my clients. So point is this: when you look at what they're talking about with his family, it's so disgusting, because it's as if it's like you mentioned it earlier, Chris. Biden has nothing to do with this. It's very, of course, like, if they're smart enough, if they're dumb enough at the same time to, let's get an LLC, let's set up small companies for all your family members, because we want to keep it in the family because we don't trust nobody. That's the conversation they had, right? We don't want nobody getting out, because little Susie ain't gonna say nothing because she's 6. You know what I mean? She know what the hell LLC is. So point is, if they're dumb enough to do that, they're also smart enough to say, but we can't put one in Biden's name because he's vice president. I mean, they'll figure that shit out. Well, now they figured it out. I think they were never supposed to figure it out.
Well,
this
the
was
whole
never
thing that
supposed to be in the news.
What did his family members do? Okay, they didn't do anything.
That's right. That's
It
the
was
point.
Biden's name. That's what I don't understand. It's not a conspiracy theory. It's not like it's not like I'm making this huge leap. I mean, you telling me that, like, Biden's daughter, foreign countries just giving her money? Wait, what are you talking about? So, but my point is, you got to research it. Do your own thing. But this is the thing. So you have a sitting president that a congressional committee comes out with, and they're the political opposition. They come out with a report that has bank records and all that kind of stuff. That, to me, is major news. I don't care what political side you're on. But CNN and MSNBC are running about Trump. Okay, hey, Trump gets convicted. He's going to pay money to that lady, whatever. The George Santos thing was an important deal. I can understand that. But you're telling me that Trump, the previous president, and George Santos are more important than something to do with the sitting president? I mean, if you were really, unbiased, that would rank high to me. That would be like, okay. And even they could have it on there and they could, like, unpack it however they want to, but they don't even cover it. That's the part that bothers me. So, but
I mean,
that's my little rant on that thing. But I saw
I agree with you.
comment, and I was like, yeah, dude, I had to go find it. I mean, I watched Fox.
I happened to catch it. Someone was actually streaming it, so that's just it. Someone was streaming, one of the guys that I follow on YouTube. He was streaming it, and so I went to go look.
You follow me, right?
No, I wouldn't follow you anywhere, bro. Off a cliff, maybe, but no. But I mean, he was streaming it, so I was so slammed today. I caught bits and pieces of it about them kind of finishing up their dropping the news. Right, I forgot who it was, but they were at a press conference, and I remember just hearing the last part of it, and I was like, damn, this guy. This guy has gotten away with this all these years. He was vice president is when he basically I think the allegations are he was involved in a lot of kind of backdoor deals because of his position as vice president, and the way he was paid off was not to him specifically or personally. They set up shell companies in the names of his family members, and the millions of dollars were being dumped into these shell companies, and then they gets kind of washed under the bridge. No one really knows about it. So the question that you had, I think, ultimately was, Chris, is okay. I mean, hey, maybe they were some sort of consultant. Maybe they were energy or some sort of engineering consultants, or they had some sort of economic science degree or something, whatever. They understand. They have their government majors. I don't know, but I mean, maybe the sister, the brother, the dead wife. No, she's dead. She can't do that. The other dead wife. No, she can't do that. But maybe the 5-year-old granddaughter. Maybe they have a major in freaking economics. No, they don't. My point is, why are they getting all this money? Why are they getting all this money? Well,
I mean, it's real simple. It's real simple, guys.
Rich.
Like, I mean, no, but look, let's really look at this. And again, this is in the middle. Let's just play the middle. This is what happens, and this goes back to the thing where I was talking about the younger generation. This is what happens, and Trump's different. I think what bothers most people about Trump is how he gets away with a lot of shit, right? I think that bothers people. But if you really look at the Democratic Party, there is good politicians over there, because they got young politicians that got a chance. The problem with the Democratic Party is within that party there is these I'm going to start calling them vampires, but like because they seem like they never die. Like they've been in government so long, to the point where they've enrooted, like they're rooted into the government. So like in this case where you guys are wondering, like, well, Biden and all, where all this money in? Hell, who knows? Because he's been in the government since like what is he 28? How old was he when he came to Congress? He was the youngest.
He was one of the youngest. Yeah, 28, 27, I don't know.
Right, so he's been in it forever. He's about 80 something, or 82, or he's going to be 80 or 82, 81, 82. So he's been in here for a while. My point is, who knows where the vines go? Like the vines could be going there's leaders internationally that he's probably dealt with that probably aren't even on this planet anymore. Like they're not even alive, and if money has been trickling for that for years, what system that you know of, other than maybe an AI system that could do it possibly, is going to be able to go through potentially find all those records to find all the potential connections? It would take just as long, if not half the years of his actual life right now, to actually find how rooted he is. And that's what I'm saying. There's no point even in investigating the guy, in my opinion.
You're right.
You're better off just get him. I want these dinosaurs out of here. I'm just being honest with you. I want them out, because the faster they're out and you get new blood in there, the faster they'll potentially pass, term limits and stuff like that. That's what we need. We don't need Supreme Court justices being justices until they die. That doesn't even make sense. Who knows how many of these old politicians, these old judges have some type of mental issue because their minds have degraded. It happens. We know that. We know that at some point that, yes, you need to be taken away from your job because you've done this stuff so long that it's wearing at your mental, right? So like, and that's when the younger generation is supposed to step in. This younger generation is supposed to be the replacements. We're not supposed to be sitting here just like going from young to old and just being like, I'm never giving up power to the next generation. Like, who does that? That's a different type of selfish, if you ask me. And how are you really serving the people of this country by
you're right,
staying there? Like, I don't care what side you're on.
And they make fun of when they run videos and they kind of mock Trump for saying, when he's joking, maybe I'll be president forever, whatever he said. It's a joke, right? But they'll run that story for until the next election. But
I still believe he wasn't joking.
well, you know who's not joking? Biden.
You know what?
Pelosi.
But see, that's the thing.
Fauci.
Biden. Listen, but check it out.
They've been they've been senators and freaking bureaucrats.
But that's my point.
Forever.
They've become so see. That's the difference between Trump and these guys. Trump would go up there and say, "Hey, I will. Maybe I'll be president forever." We know he possibly could be joking, could not be joking, because he may not know another route to stay within this political sphere to stay out of trouble for whatever he's hiding from, right? Because we know all these guys have some type of skeleton in closets. You can't tell me anybody. That's why I don't even, nothing in this back and forth, it doesn't make sense. Because guess what? They all have skeletons in a closet. You just have to open up the damn closet and see how many skeletons are in there. That's the question. How many skeletons in there? Not if they have skeletons, how many skeletons in there?
I agree with you, Fowler, a little bit, but at the same time, I remember I grew up with knowing who Trump was. And before Trump said that he was a Republican, nobody even dared come out and say anything about him being a criminal or him doing anything bad. They were like, "Oh, I love Trump,"
because he was supporting their campaigns.
Yeah. He's like, "There you go, Trump is awesome." And then when he runs, all of a sudden it's like all Trump and the Trump family are criminals. They've been doing this, and it's like, seriously. And I'm telling you right now, I don't know about Biden, but I was extremely disappointed when Obama picked Biden as vice president.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were surprised when that happened.
I was like, wait, that's the establishment, man. I thought
that's the
Obama,
career politician.
I was like, that is the anti-vice president there. I wouldn't. I thought something different, but hey,
honestly, I'm not gonna lie to you. He had no other choice but to get Biden, because Biden was the only person that could guide him through the finish line. Because
everybody around where I was, we were all like,
he needed those.
I'm a veteran, and I was not going to vote for John McCain to vote for.
He needed those super conservative Democrats, and he also needed those conservative.
So you're saying he needed an older white dude?
Exactly. He needed to pull
most of my friends.
Because think about it. But if you really think about it, Joe Biden is. If I'm Obama, that's actually a smart idea to get Joe Biden, because again, Joe Biden has been here forever. He has all the connections in the world.
But there were so many other people, man, and I'm telling you right now,
he wanted to guarantee.
Joe Biden has said some majorly racist things, and that's why I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
I mean, he did the eulogy at Strom Thurmond. Was it Strom Thurmond? No, it was who's the senator that was part of the KKK and then left, and Hillary Clinton was big supporter.
Stephen King.
No, it's oh my goodness. He did the eulogy at his funeral. And I'm not saying that Biden was in the KKK, but Biden has always
Robert Byrd.
He's made like he said dumb things. Whether he's racist or not, a lot of things came out as racist, and you're like, whoa. So when Obama picked him, I was like, wait, that's confusing. What are you doing? So I don't know the behind the scenes stuff. And Senator Robert Byrd. Yep. And Fowler, you might be right. There might be something way behind the scenes on that. But I don't know
I'm
anything
telling
about.
you, it's like if I'm thinking about it, if I win a guaranteed win, my best chance of winning, I'm going to get Biden. Like, why not? Because anybody, think about it. He only so many options. If he goes Hillary Clinton as his running mate, he is dead. Because there's
I would never. Hey, this shirt right here, I'd never vote for Hillary Clinton ever.
Exactly. No, so who else would he really have had that could have been? He could have
picked nobody. That's my whole thing. I was, and that's what presidents should do. Like Pence, I think he was a good vice president, because you're just the vice president, man. Just sit over there. If something happens, we'll call you. And that's what I think Kamala Harris should be. I think that vice president should be. I mean, do you know the vice presidents of like Nixon, of like, Lyndon Johnson? I can't
Nixon
think of them. But you don't need to think about them unless something happens. That's where. And vice presidents shouldn't be as major role as they are, as they have been in the last 20 years.
They shouldn't. And I go back to the race that Obama was running against was John McCain, conservative, Republican, war
but
vet.
Conservatives
right?
weren't all in the tank, and veterans weren't all in the tank for John McCain.
Exactly.
A lot of
but
them
if you want
did.
to, it's either you're going to get them to vote for Obama or they're going to not vote at all. So if you have Joe Biden, it's likely you could pick up some of those votes that may not go for John McCain, but they'll go for.
But
I
I see what you're saying, and you're very valid. But I pretty much felt like Obama won the primary, and Democrats were going to vote for him, and you had quite a few independents were going to vote for Obama. So I think he would have been fine. But you're right; he probably didn't want to run the risk, and that would have been a good ticket for him and everything like that. But to me, I was just like, "What? I thought you had it without this."
I would rather honestly. I would rather have them switch if I could have the choice. I would rather have Joe Biden back then when Obama was president. I would have rather had Joe Biden the president then and have Obama president now. Because if you're going to have somebody that's going to have a chance at getting you some cryptocurrency, some movement, it would have been Obama as far as the Democrat is concerned. You're not getting Joe. You can't. No one can convince me. I don't care what Prado says. No one can convince me that Joe Biden will wake up one morning and just say, you know what, I need to get the crypto going. Like it just don't make sense. I can't make so. And if Joe Biden is going to be the front runner of 2024, I mean, we're gonna get our bull run. I think we're gonna get our bull run no matter what. The problem is, would it have been a better bull run without Joe Biden in the seat in 2024? That's going to be the question. How much better could our bull run have been with if it is Trump? Like I don't know how that would look. I mean, maybe Trump could pull it off. Who the hell knows? You know what? At this point, at the way things are going, I'll be okay with Trump winning. I would be okay with Trump winning. I would love to see what the outcome on the other side of the fence. You know what? If everything's gonna go down in flames, like everybody swear it'll go down in flames with Trump, I'd rather take that chance right now. Why? Because my main interest is crypto, right? And I know for a fact, if I'm looking at the current leadership, the current administration that's in office right now, they are trying to inflict as much pain on the crypto community than any other administration I've seen. This particular one right now. No other time that I've been in crypto has it ever been this like have I ever felt like, damn, man, I could be a lot better if there was somebody totally different in office right now, right? Like, even when Obama was around, remember, crypto was around when Obama, it was in its infancy.
2008 was Bitcoin's birth.
It was in its infancy, but he was around. But I'm pretty sure you can't. The beginning of Bitcoin is nowhere near what it looks like right now. So I can't say anything about that administration. When Trump got in office, Bitcoin was flying. It was flying. But here we are now. We got Joe Biden, and all I know about right now is Fed that choke point 2.0 shit, the Fed now shit. We got CBDCs we're looking at coming our way. And what else? We got the SEC, looks like a mad raging attack dog right now with no. I used to say it was no guidance, but I do believe there's guidance from the top.
Yeah,
the reason why it's doing so, and it is what it is. So right now, we on survival mode. We're on survival mode till 2024. We got an election in 2024. Does that affect anything? Who knows?
So I think our only choice is going to be Trump, but at the same time, I think honestly, a change of any kind would help the bull market.
Agreed.
I think, but it's only going to be stay status quo or you go with Trump.
But here's the question:
you only got two choices. I mean, DeSantis, I would think that we would have an enormous bull run, dude. We'd all be like, what? That would. But then again, nobody on the right, not the establishment on the right, the establishment on the left, they're all wanting DeSantis to just stay in Florida. Actually, they don't even want him in Florida anymore. They just don't want him talking anymore.
Listen, they gave.
And
They
he's
gave
not
the
faring
thing-
very well in the polls and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean,
they even made it with DeSantis could
Yeah.
run and not give up his governorship.
Yep.
That's crazy. I never heard that before, but
Yeah.
they made it happen, and he still doesn't want because he doesn't want to go against Trump. And I understand why.
I can't
mean,
say I blame him. Yeah.
that's a powerful. That's a lot to run against, man. Like the dude is always on TV. He's getting free publicity every single day. The man haphazardly made NFTs famous again.
I was gonna say that's the question: is if he gets elected, will we have another presidential NFT Trump collection?
right, and DeSantis can't even go against
yeah.
that. DeSantis can't even say I'm pro crypto because all Trump has to say is I wasn't doing crypto things before him. Look, I got my NFTs. You know, he doesn't stand a chance, to be honest.
Who was that? Who was the comedian that came out and said he was talking about presidents? The way I judge my presidents now is if they can push merch. Who was that, man? That dude was hilarious.
What was that?
That was Dave Chappelle, Black Bush.
Was it?
Nah, it wasn't Dave Chappelle. It was a white dude.
Speaking of DeSantis,
I think what the danger of the digital currency is that one, they want to make that the sole currency. They want to get rid of crypto, which my view is like if you want to invest in crypto, it's up to you. You can do it. I mean, like you can make those decisions. But they don't like crypto because they can't control crypto. So they want to put everything in a central bank digital currency. And I guarantee you, if they're able to ever get away with that, they will impose ESG and social credit scores onto that. And that's going to be a huge reduction in freedom for people in this country. And so what we've said, what we're going to say in Florida is they haven't done it yet. I don't think Congress would authorize it. But if the Fed or the Treasury tries to do it unilaterally in Florida, we'll have a prohibition against that. And I think that that's ensuring your financial independence and making sure that we don't have a financial surveillance state where they know every transaction that you're making. I think that that's fundamentally wrong. So we're recognizing the dangers with this agenda.
We're recognizing the dangers with this agenda.
But they don't like crypto because they can't control crypto. So they want to put everything in a central bank digital currency. And I guarantee you, if they're able to ever get away with that, they will impose ESG and social credit scores onto that. And that's going to be a huge reduction in
Freedom. So we're recognizing the dangers with this agenda.
I love that shit, man. I love that.
people need to pay attention, man.
Yep.
You know,
It's right there.
Even though he's not going to run against Trump or doesn't really stand a chance, if Trump gets the primary, gets the nomination, whatever. I mean, just he's got too much, like you were saying, Fal. He's got way too much free publicity.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was on CNN today doing a town hall thing, so
Yeah.
I mean, he's got a lot of publicity. And
The last election, he got the most votes of any president ever, other than Biden.
Yeah. Yeah. So
Think about
somewhere DP just
that. Think
woke
about
up.
that. Think about that.
DP woke up and said, "Right." Nah, man. I don't think he got. You're talking about Trump, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't. You know how I feel about the election. And last time someone talked about how they felt about the election.
All the
they got
Trump
fired.
ballots are on the moon.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. They
Is
were
that how
counted
you
on.
feel
They
about
were
it?
counted on the moon, right?
Yeah, they were counted on the moon.
God,
And we just couldn't
dude.
get there to get them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys see Miss Worldwide's comment down here? And
did.
this is kind of disheartening too, because I know that Daniel
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
a supporter of Biden.
I think he gave up. I think he gave up after my live today because I really stuck it on some Biden today. So
Yeah, Daniel's from Delaware, Biden's from Delaware. All of the criticism that Biden takes
I was
and all
like
that
the
kind of
same ice
stuff.
cream.
And, all
Daniel
that
lives in a bubble. Biden plays with bubbles.
But at the same time, Daniel was a supporter and everything like that. And then to see this, Daniel got to be. I mean, if Trump came out and was like, when he said that stuff about Bitcoin, I was like, dude, seriously.
yeah, I mean,
Trump, like Bitcoin's a scam, and I'm like, do you shut up.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I could lay it down like I laid it down earlier today, man. Like we got a line. If you really want to break down Biden's administration, it's real simple, man. It's real simple. We just go by what the administration has done within his first term of being a president, right? For crypto. If you look at there's an executive order to research CBDCs. That research turned up CBDCs, but not only that, FedNow, right? Something totally that wasn't supposed to be in the research package, right? Like it was supposed to be CBDCs, but no, they were like, not only we got CBDC now,
It's all that pork, bro. It's all that pork.
Right. We had enough funding to work on some FedNow, something, and for somehow, some way, the events just lined itself up where Silvergate, right? Silvergate Capital was able to their exchange network for crypto for all the billionaires and millionaires seemed to all of a sudden just go down. That bank just woof, and guess who swoops in to save the day for the bank? The Fed, insurance and everything. Now evidently the Fed controls what Silver Capital has, which was their exchange network. And guess who has the direct competition of the Silvergate exchange network? The government. They have FedNow. Definitely plug and play. So it's just funny how all this stuff just lines up within this amount of time.
Create chaos, bring the solution.
There you go. And I'm telling you, they're not done. I guarantee you, these banks are gonna go down. People keep saying, like, "Oh, it's done." No, it's not done. At any point in time, these banks can just fold, and it's real simple. All they have to do is move where the insurance is. Just move where the insurance is. If you say that JP Morgan from this point on will have unlimited federal insurance dollars, where do you think all the millionaires and billionaires going to move to get their money protected every single dollar? They're going to go to JP Morgan. It's that simple. If you take the insurance from the regional banks don't have nothing to really provide for the millionaires and billionaires to invest their money into that bank. That's it. And they're going to take their money.
Hey, Kryptonian. Pepe Elon Musk has launched there, brother.
Oh, it is?
that meme coin we were looking at. It launched.
Hold on. Oh, that's what this guy's texting me about. Hold on. He's
It
like,
launched.
You didn't shell?
No.
Oh, no.
Probably should have. I didn't even realize it launched.
Man, I've gotten to the point now. Until the bull run, man, I'm not gonna wait on fucking liquidity drops, man. I'm just be like, as soon as that liquidity drops, sell and wait till it gets to the bottom. Like that's all.
ElonMusk.com, right?
I think that's what it is. Yeah. I mean, I've been doing all right with some of these Pepe coins, man. Just getting in, making a few dollars, and getting out, and
yeah, some of them do pretty good.
You know, playing around. You know, why not?
It still has. It has like. Well, it still has. It dumped a little bit. It looks like, but there's people buying it. You know, it's doing its thing. You know, same old.
It's doing its thing. Did it dump? I haven't even looked.
It dumped. It's got 44K in liquidity. So what it had, it was 50-50. So it's got 22K, I guess. So there's still money in the pot, you know. So and I see buys coming in. So I'm just gonna hold, see what happens, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
I've only got one Bitcoin in it, so you know, I mean, just one Bitcoin. I mean,
you hold all the liquidity.
Yeah, you know, right? Dropping one Bitcoin for the meme?
Hell no.
So I guess everybody was watching the Trump thing. A lot of people are talking about that, and Rob S is giving us a little update.
Trump is the man. He says the commies. That's going to be communist, Fowler. He's not talking about you, bro. But the commies hate him, but he's the man. If Biden wins again, U.S. is already fucked, man. I'll say it. And that's a fact. Yep, it is a fact. I know it. You know it. Everybody knows it. That's Trump's favorite quote. I love it. But I'll be going with November. Haha. So
I was kind of shocked when I heard that he was going to go on CNN. It's like he's got a love-hate relationship. He talks bad about CNN, but he seems to always give them like the issue
time of day.
Yeah,
like the what is it? What is that? You know, it's the art of war.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I guess, but I think it's senseless because sometimes, I mean, you're walking into the lion's den. I mean, I just think that they're going to try to set you up. They're going to edit things and everything like that. And sometimes you don't have to edit Trump. He comes across as
this is true. Yeah.
So, but I mean, you know,
so if there's a million,
even do that.
I won't even say a million. They probably got the most views they've had in probably 5 years. On any given time.
That's my whole point. He can pump it up on these other networks.
But who's watching them? You know,
The
a million.
people
You know, a
that are
million.
watching him are not going to vote for him.
Hold on. A million libs that are watching CNN.
Hey, man.
There's not a million libs watching CNN.
Prado said he'll vote for him if Trump supports
Yeah,
crypto.
he said that. He
Hey,
said
man.
that if Trump
Hey,
comes out, and
telling you,
supports him,
Prado
it takes
is
that
more
one
conversation
comment.
on it.
It takes that one comment to hit home with you, and you're
Well,
like,
that
oh,
goes
shit.
back to my point.
You know?
Is that that's what I was saying about Daniel. Is because Daniel, he was really. I think he really wants Biden to come out and support crypto because Biden fits more into what Daniel feels is important to him.
Sure.
So, but then when he said that I would go with Trump if he supported crypto. And my thing was that I think he does because whether Trump knows about crypto or not, he knows about the NFTs and he knows he made money off of it.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, if he comes out and says that I'm anti-crypto, I'll be like, dude, you're making money off it. What
You
what do
have
mean
Trump
you're anti-crypto?
NFTs. Like, come on, dude. Yeah.
So, and that's my point is going back
Which
to Daniel,
sold out
is
in
that-
like an hour or less, didn't they? They sold out quick.
Well, if
His
you
NFTs.
listen to Trump put something on Truth Social or whatever, he was
Sold
like,
out in 10
out-
seconds.
Yeah, like
Vulcan full
like
node.
an eighth of a second, the fastest sellout ever.
Ever. Yeah. Yeah. It was the
It was
greatest
huge.
NFT sale ever. We
Ever.
beat Pepe Elon Musk.
Yeah, there you go.
Fucking Trump.
Yeah, I tell you what, man. If Trump wins the presidency, I mean, I'm going to be happy, of course. I think it's just going to be another repeat of his first term, because I think
I don't think
because
so.
because now the
No.
glove because Trump has taken the gloves off, right? That's what he did at the very beginning, but now he what has he got to lose? He's already a billionaire, right? I mean, this is his last light, if you will. You know what I mean? What is he going to do? To go buy more buildings? I mean, come on. He's already left a legacy for his kids. He's globally one of the most famous person on earth.
He's one guy, and he can
Right.
only do so much.
So I think that he's still going up against, and this isn't me being, he doesn't have a chance, but he doesn't himself. Remember, they need us more than we need them. But I think if he wins, I think the gloves come off on the establishment. Like, I think the real swamp comes out. Those that really pull the strings, I think they really come out. And I think they're going to they're going to throw everything at this guy. It's going to be another hands tied presidency. He can't do nothing. I just don't see him getting anything done. Not that, because we already know you need more than 4 years to undo all the crap that's happening, right? I mean, he can sit there and like
that's where
Obama did.
DeSantis comes in.
Well, if he were to take DeSantis as a vice president, oh shit.
No, I think Trump
DeSantis-
he'll distance himself from DeSantis. Trump
He'll
will
run in
ultimately
28.
run. If Trump wins, Trump needs to take one piece of advice: fire them all, dummy.
Yeah.
He kept so many people from the previous administration in certain key positions that were like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah.
But I mean, Bill Barr. I mean, really, dude. I mean, he's from like Bush and Reagan times.
Yeah.
No, I don't think that he
People
should
that
have been
weren't
part-
his allies at all.
No, they weren't his
Yeah.
allies, even if they did say that they're Republicans or whatever. Look at it, like, I mean, but anyway, he needs to fire them all, come in with his own staff. I don't care who it is, people he can trust and everything like that, do his thing. DeSantis comes in right behind him.
28.
DeSantis runs, and I think people would be on board with that. But this DeSantis and Trump thing back and forth, it's only going to hurt DeSantis.
Yeah,
I
so
mean, Trump's just too much. He just sucks. Trump sucks the air out of the room, dude. You couldn't when he does the debates, when he walks in the room. He's been that way his whole entire life. He walks into an
that
arena,
debate.
everybody's like, "Oh, it's Donald Trump," and he sucks the air out of the room. He's the only person that anybody even cares about.
The debates, man, are hilarious. Dude, he capped on everybody. He capped on everybody. My favorite one is when what did he tell Hillary Clinton? They were doing the walk around. They're walking around on stage, and she was like, "Oh, he's towering over me." What bullshit, But what was it that he said? She said that where he's told her, if I were president, you'd be in jail or something like that. She's like, when I am president, I'm gonna forgot what she said she was gonna do. And he's like, when I'm president, you'll be in jail. And the whole freaking audience was like, just started laughing. That's hilarious to me.
Yeah,
I like
she
that.
didn't go to jail, and he kept the same establishment in the key areas, like the Justice Department, and
another thing that, yeah, you're right. He kept it all. It's all the same, right? I like when Prado says that when he goes when Clinton lost, she admitted it. She said she lost and she moved on. She didn't. It was like, oh hell no, hold my beer. And then they started off with, she's the one that paid for the Russian dossier thing, and that's what started the Russia investigation. So she didn't have to get out on a camera and say he stole the elections. She said the Russians stole the elections. Trump worked for the Russians. It all came back. So it started this just circular reasoning.
She was just interviewed 6 months ago, and she was saying that the election was stolen from her in 2016. But they don't report that. Trump says the same thing. They're like, he's the only president. No, he's not. Come on, man. They all talk about that. Whoever loses, the other side's like, it's rigged and all that kind of stuff. But maybe this one was more, maybe it was less. I don't know. But
I think they're all rigged. We've got some shenanigans going on here in Houston, in the Houston area, in Harris County. It's one of the most corrupt counties in I think in America, specifically in Texas, and it's the largest county in Texas. And what's very strange is there are some obvious questionable election fraud going on in here in one of our districts, right? And we have a Republican governor who, and where the corruption is apparent or alleged, there's an investigation going on, and they're refusing to disclose some of the results and the things that they used to solidify the election. And the Republican Governor Abbott, all he has to do is say, "Hey, give them what they want," but he won't do it. I don't understand that shit. I don't understand how that can happen. But
you got to understand when politicians make moves, it's always, well, if I do this, that means that the other side can do this as well. So a lot of these politicians, like Inara was saying, they're not going to self-hurt themselves. they're not gonna do things that would be in detriment to themselves. So if they feel like, if they got, like I said, they all got skeletons in their closet. Mm-hmm. And how many skeletons is it? And if Abbott is one of those type of people that has skeletons in his closet like that, he doesn't want to do something like that because it ends up sometimes bouncing back. They're like, well, we can do the same thing to him as well. That's what this is. And that's what it will always be until these dinosaurs get gone. These Bidens, the ones, the Pelosi's, all these ones that's been in all of them, both sides. What's his name? Grassley on the red side. All these guys has been in for what's his name?
They're all on
Schumer. What's the Republican minority leader? Turtle guy. I call him Turtle guy all the time.
Mitch McConnell.
McConnell. Him. All these guys gotta go, man.
Am I turtle enough for the Turtle Club? Yeah, I remember that guy.
He's I know a lot about Mitch McConnell, but that's for another time. But like with Trump, though, that's why I give Trump a little bit of a pass because, all of his life up until when he announced that he was Republican, we knew his life, man. He was a gangster. I mean, everybody's like, yeah, Donald Trump, all that stuff. And then it's like, then he's a politician. And I'm like, all right, well, I don't think that Donald Trump is as corrupt as all the other politicians. Not because Donald Trump is squeaky clean and he's a good old guy and everything like that. He just hadn't been a politician long enough. I mean, if he was a politician for the last 50 years, yeah, I agree. Yeah. But nobody was like running down going, Donald Trump is a criminal back when he was, hanging out in the clubs and, being the billionaire playboy in New York City. Everybody was like, man, I want to be like Donald Trump. Then he put an R by his name and they're like, what? Wait. He's a criminal. But I'm not saying that Trump's innocent, though. That's my whole point. It's like he just ain't as corrupt as some of the other politicians been there for decades.
Yeah, man. They all, like I said, they all got skeletons.
Yeah, and they're all on the same team.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man. Behind the scenes, they're all like, "How are you going to go on this? I'm going to go this way. Okay, I'll go this way." You know,
You're only exposed when you're not playing for the team anymore.
right?
You notice that if you leave the team, you're gonna get exposed. That's pretty much this stuff works, man. That's why I said crypto. We're never gonna get anything done with crypto because there is pro crypto people on both sides. The problem is they can't go work with each other because the teams are saying no, do not work with the other team. That is what's happening, and it's crazy because they all they all have skeletons.
This is my point. This is my point with Trump. This is what happens with Trump. See, Trump says things like this, and the average everyday American. I'm a combat veteran. I know what's going on over there. I've seen it. I've lived it. And if you tell me as a president, just like Daniel would feel about if the president supports crypto, you tell me that that's a president that says something like that they would stop a war because they want people to stop dying, I will be like in the tank for that candidate. Those are things that matter to me. I want people to stop dying everywhere. I want people to stop inner cities. I want wars everywhere. I want people to stop dying. And if that's something that you're going to make on your platform, I will support you 100%.
I mean, shit. Aren't we at the point where the robots can fight each other, man? Like, damn.
I know. Yeah, that's tough life there. A lot of young men and women. There's 22 suicides a day. So just
I'm just
and think of what's going to happen to these people that if Trump came in and stopped this and everything like that. I mean, think how many people's lives you're saving. I mean, I want lives saved everywhere, and I don't know.
Well,
I get pissy.
There is one thing that has changed over time, and that is the way we war, right? Like the way we warred way before it looked totally different than modern day war, right? Because I mean, at one point we were running one side to the other side, basically colliding right in the middle, right? Like that was what swords and shields, and then eventually guns came, right? Then pistols and muskets, right? That was a little bit longer range, still two sides, one boom boom, and then you go on and on. World War I, invading beaches and stuff like that. It's the way war happened did change over time. I think less people have died over time. I would say the way that those deaths have become. I mean, yeah, we had like Vietnam and stuff like that. It was just different types of battles, but we can at least say in modern day, I think it's a bit different. I just think we do too many unnecessary. We have too much unnecessary wars and battles going on for no reason at all. When you really look at it. Some of this stuff shouldn't even happen. Some of this stuff just shouldn't even happen. Period.
What I don't get is we're supposed to be at war with all these countries. China's the enemy, Iran, Iraq, Russia. That's pretty much it. Those are the bad guys according to the Western world. Yet when it comes to science and stuff, we're neutral. They're up there. They're not up there, but you guys think they're up there, looking down on this earth and, watching, us go to war, right? It makes no sense to me how you can actually come to that conclusion in your head. Russia's the enemy. If you, first of all, do you guys hear what Putin, he actually had a speech. I with me it was today, a couple of days ago. And did you hear his little speech?
Yeah.
He talked about
some of it. Yeah.
He talked about America.
Mm-hmm. No, what was he saying?
The Western world, and
he says the Western world. He goes
pushing
the Western
transgenderism and all that kind of stuff.
The Western world is pushing the transgenderism. They're worshiping Satan. It's to some degree. Yeah, I would say some are. They freedom of religion, right? They're worshiping Satan. They're trying to push their beliefs on people. I mean, basically, people are losing their rights and their freedoms. And you know what? I agree with the guy. To a degree. Obviously that's a political. He's actually throwing jabs. You know, he's trying to he's making a stand because he's got his issues too. We already know that.
Yeah,
but
150%.
But I think that I hear this guy talk about us, and then
Oh my gosh, Becky.
Look at her butt.
The hell is that?
I just heard, "Oh my gosh,"
Yeah,
and that
oh
just
my
clicks
gosh.
in my head every time I hear it. So,
Boom,
you
boom,
know.
boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I was thinking of that.
Yep.
That sort of makes a lot of song, right?
Yes, sir.
That's old school.
I mean, is it?
They are not doing that.
What is that?
Yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah, they put a thing in your.
Oh, the chip shit you're implanting it in their skin, so you can like open your doors and turn your coffee maker on.
Yeah, that's what you're saying. My wife.
Yeah.
No, you pay for your food.
My wife is in speech therapy people too, so it's
Oh,
all
no.
good.
Mm-mm. You better
Hey,
get
what's
that
up? Just talking. What's up, buddy?
up,
Hey, bro,
Leon?
you're welcome to join, man. If you want the
Anytime,
link, let me know.
Leon.
Hey, I had just turned on and I heard like how casualties got like different. You know, have you ever looked at the casualties of all the wars that we had?
The casualties? No.
Yeah. Okay.
They say cavalries or
Casualties.
Casualties.
What Fowler was. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I just tuned in. I came in on the backside of a comment, so go ahead.
We were just talking about wars, and Fowler was just making some good points. That we are warring differently, you know, now where it started off in the fields with probably with
lining up on each side. Just,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
like,
Just the evolution
This
of
is
it.
hilarious to me, man.
Yeah. So you think about it, the Revolutionary War, or I like to call it the War for Independence, only 8,000 casualties on the U.S. side.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
The
one thing that hasn't changed. Go ahead. What's the worst one? Like what?
the worst one's going to be World War II.
Yeah.
Yeah. It works. Yeah.
291,000.
Yeah.
I just looked it up because I heard a comment. And,
I think that you know, yes, the casualties. I guess that the way, obviously because of the weapons we have now, a lot more can die a lot more
Yeah.
quicker, right? So you could have 1 million people dying with the drop of a couple of bombs, apparently, right? So, but I think what hasn't changed is why men go to war,
right?
And it's never the men fighting. The men, I don't think men just decide wake up one day. I need to go kill my neighbors.
Yeah.
You know, no, they're being told things. There's things happening by a very small group of men on both sides of the camp that are pulling the strings that muster up this conflict. They can't be civilized, so then they call up arms and you must go kill while I wait back here and wait. You know,
Yeah,
I'll keep the
rich-
land and the children and the women. You
Right.
guys, you know.
The rich get
Disgusting,
the poor die. The rich get the poor die for all their issues. Yep.
That's right, man. It's disgusting to me, man.
I'm gonna send you this link, Kryptonian, just so you can see it.
Okay.
Oh, I'm in the wrong place. Go ahead. It's no big deal.
No, but it was just that the fact that what was Chris was talking about. I think, you know, time, like Kryptonian also said, like we have the weapons that can do a lot of damage with a lot less, you know, casualties from one side to the other, right? Like
we do drone fighting.
Right,
Drone
you
fighting,
get drone fighting. Somebody could press a button, a cruise missile can go X amount of miles, right, and take out a whole neighborhood of people, right? Like it's a totally different. You know, we've become less like let's say the tactics of war just basically has changed. It's not a sandwich war no more. It's a precision war, and hopefully, and I thought this was where kind of like where war was going with cyber war. You know, that was like kind of like the thing that was kind of getting thrown around. Like we're more in a we deal a lot more with cyber wars now, like, you know, dealing with stuff like, you know, dark money and stuff like that, Bitcoin, companies getting held for ransom for crypto, you know, crazy stuff like that. Like, and that was happening for a second till pretty much all this other stuff just started taking over, you know. But I just think that if this is to continue like that, right? Like each war brought some type of a better way of doing things, right? Because every every war, there's after the war, there's always this research of how we did, how can we improve, right? That's where the dollars and the new spent government dollars, that's usually where it goes, right? It's always, make a better plane, make a better tank, or this and that. Now we're at a point where we're like, hey man, how about you put some of those dollars to our tech innovation? Right. That's where we're at right now. And that's my point. Like, if we don't push to get this tech innovation like a thing for the US, then yeah, we're gonna fall very far behind, and we're gonna look like instead of us being the ones we're always having the latest tech, next to the rest of the world, next to Japan, we're gonna be the ones that like, oh, hey, you're like 4 phones back, and us in Europe, we got the newest this phone versus, or the components in those phones, right? The components, the cameras, the higher megapixel cameras and stuff like that, they're gonna have those components in their phones, and we're gonna be having these old, older versions, like either the older version or the lower tech. That's where we're gonna be.
Right.
And I don't want us to be like that. And that's what it's looking like. And that's what I want to point out. And we've done that for centuries, right? We've done that before with war, with military weapons. We put all this money towards the military. We put all this money towards these planes. Some of these planes didn't even get any type of action till most recently. So where's all those dollars have been? Either one, you're going to say they were wasted, or two, they were put to better use to make better planes, right? Well, let's do the same thing to the tech sector, because the tech sector really needs that right now. I mean, the last time they put money to the tech sector, what did we get? We got Facebook, we got stuff like that, we got everything that comes. All those dollars have been thrown that way, man. Like, you got all the sunny California stuff, the tech areas in California. Smart working centers was like the thing. Google, and I think what was the other one? I can't think of the other one. They were the ones that come up with the almost like the real laid back work lifestyle, where you can go to work and you'll have like a gym and everything else. You got the latest vending machines, you got the latest cafeterias that are pretty much smart. They don't have workers, they just have automated things, right? Like that type of stuff rolled out in those type of that tech sector, and then it flowed out to other businesses. Eventually businesses caught on and found out that when their employees feel comfortable and relaxed and not stressed, and they feel like they're in a relaxed area, they produce more, right? So those are the type of things that's coming out of that type of innovation. But we're about to fall behind. So
Terry, do you cut your own hair?
I can, but I did not today. No.
Okay, gotcha. I always wondered that of hairdressers,
It's a lot of work. I had rotator cuff surgery, so I have some angles. It's hard to get to.
Me too, brother. Me too. I've had rotator cuff surgery.
Sucks, right?
Yeah, I've actually got 2 titanium clips holding the tendon to the bone in my right arm. Yeah. It hurts.
I don't have titanium, but I have anchors in there. They're not titanium, so.
Yep. Yeah, man. Had a full ride to Georgia Tech. Got into a car for baseball, and got into a car accident.
Middle infield?
So I was shortstop, third base. I played infield. I caught, but the scholarship was for pitching.
Oh, wow. Nice. Right-handed? Yeah.
Right-handed, yeah. You car accident when I was 16, and see ya.
So I'm guessing you threw about, in high school, you threw about, about 89 miles an hour?
Low 90s, yeah.
Yeah, see, I was a catcher.
Yeah. A lot of it's in the legs, man. I'll tell you. It's most of your power driving off the mounds in your legs.
Off the mound, yep. It's all about form and function.
Yep. You got it.
Like cryptocurrency. It's about form and function.
There you go, brother. There you go. Yep.
No. I was so I stole 7 bases in 1 doubleheader, dude.
No shit. That's pretty damn good.
40.
Maybe one day we'll toss the old pill around, brother, when we link up. I love that.
Anything of substance as much surgery, but
right
but
did you go through the physical therapy and all that? I'm assuming.
I did twice a week at therapy and 3 times a day at the house.
Yeah.
I'm
it
still
wasn't
doing
fun, but yeah, it's not fun. But I got back to the point where I could play second base pretty well, and I ended up playing like a couple men's softball leagues and even some men's baseball leagues later on. But it still just isn't right. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
it'll never be the way it was. So,
have you thought about a league of their own?
Yes. Every night.
There's no crying in baseball, brother.
I mean, there's a chance. I mean, they're doing it now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, just joking.
That was a good one, though, brother. That was a good one.
It's all good, man. Good times. Good times.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the true story behind that's an amazing story too. You know.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's an amazing story.
Was that a true story?
It's based on a true story.
Based on.
You mean Madonna was really in that shit?
I don't think the splits happened and they caught the ball. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But
Oh, okay. I mean, I thought they
I'm
took
sure-
some liberties.
Yeah, I'm sure maybe somebody did that.
wait,
at some point.
you have a gold chalice and a blue cup. Which is the best?
The
Water
Gold
and
Chalice
what?
has the Jameson. That's some lemon water there, brother. You know?
Okay.
Yeah. Mixing it up a little bit. Gotta stay hydrated, you know.
Mine's water too. I trust me.
There you go. Yeah.
Not water.
Yeah, the Pimp Cump's whiskey.
Have you guys ever heard of? I better not ask.
What you got?
Better not
Uh-oh.
ask.
What you got, man? It's Wednesday, brother. Come on.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
I got a question for you guys, Fowler.
Okay.
I know you don't care about the moon landing, right?
Mhm.
I know. I mean, but I understand. I understand why you don't. You know, I mean, you're just saying. You know,
No.
at the end of the day, well, like, what is it?
No,
How does it affect my life? You know?
Like I'd rather honestly, if you want to talk about space, I want to know why the what's that damn, I don't, that just was it Discovery? Which one blew up?
The Discovery,
That was
the Challenger, the
Challenger.
With a teacher in it.
Yeah,
Oh,
Challenger.
that is the question. Like I want to know those questions, right? Like those
you
are
want,
like
you
like-
want to know what questions do
how,
you have?
how does I think they did a documentary, not a documentary, they did like a docu-series, and it was on how it was at the fault of NASA and some of their, I guess, managers for like rushing the project or something, and ended up getting it blown up. That type of stuff, that type of deep stuff, that kind of fascinates me when it comes to
So
you,
all right,
you
so
know you know it's more to the reason why something fails versus it being, oh, there was just like a screw missing in the tank. Like that's not, it can't.
All right, so let me ask you a question. Let's say you were the parents of, let's say, the teacher.
Christy
Okay.
McAuliffe. When her name Christy
McAuliffe.
McAuliffe.
Yeah, you're the parents. You're sitting in, you know, when they have the shuttle launches, they have the families off 10 miles out off the side on bleachers in a little pavilion or watching the launch, right? You know, for safety, right?
Yeah.
For safety. So they're sitting there, they see the shuttle go up, it explodes, and as it explodes, it's very obvious people died. Then they have the explosion, and then they're showing the parents, they're cutting to the parents. Their kid just died.
Right.
And they're sitting there, the husband and the wife, they're sitting there giggling and smiling like that was cool.
what happened? Why?
Like what happened? Yeah. So that's my question.
Hey,
So I understand what you're saying, but I watched it live, and I think a lot of people didn't realize what had happened. And
So you were there.
You were there.
No, I wasn't there. We were all.
I
we were
I
in
watched
school on
I
TV.
I
watched
watched
it-
it on TV as well.
I watched it live too from the
Yeah.
classroom, and I'm going to
Yeah,
tell you what that
me
did to
too.
me as a kid.
Yeah.
That immediately, as a kid, brainwashed my ass.
and
because-
made him not believe in the moon landing.
No, not at all. I still
He
believe it.
can't get to space. That's what I
Let me
see
tell you what it did to me. Let me tell you what it did to me
Mhm.
as a kid, and I think it did to millions of other kids that actually got to watch it, because it was very strategic. Teacher in space, it was supposed to be a big thing.
Yep.
They have been promoting that anybody can be an astronaut. You can grow up and be anything you want. You had little kids my age at the time. I want to go to space. I want to be an astronaut. I want to go to the moon. I want to
Well,
go
a
to Mars.
woman too. A woman.
Right.
It was like-
Mhm.
So they're sitting there. It's propaganda. They're telling you you can do whatever you want, and then it's like witchcraft almost. You can be anything you want, and then they show it. They show everybody on TV live that Rocket goes up, people died. The teacher, the normal people died. So immediately people got, like, for me, it was like, oh my God. I remember my teacher crying. I was in music class. I'll never forget this. My music teacher was crying. Everybody rushed everybody out. It was a big emotional thing. I was crying. Why I was crying? Well, I just saw a freaking shuttle blow up, right? And before then, it was all first teacher ever. She was a superstar amongst the elementary schools, right? All the teachers wanted to be her. So this happens, and then immediately NASA comes out and says, not just NASA, but the news and the news cycle, it is obviously far too dangerous for civilians to be going into space. We cannot ever let that happen again. So moving forward, we will leave it up to NASA astronauts. You have to be qualified. The military. Every astronaut has been every astronaut since then, and before then, has been in some sort of military service. Point being is that they basically showed everybody that, well, it's too dangerous. I'm going to let the professionals do it. Let the authorities handle it. So now you don't question it, because they are risking their lives. People, they could die at any moment on the way to the moon, on the way to the space station. They are heroes. They're not heroes. Sorry. I can show you countless videos of the space station where it's fake as shit. Okay, fake as shit. You remember that CGI thing you showed me there earlier a couple of days ago, Fowler? It doesn't look that bad, but it's very obvious it's CGI and all that stuff. But anyways, so I believe my opinion regarding the Challenger space station that blew up. I don't believe they were on that ship. I believe I believe it blew up, but I believe it was to get people to get, because people were like, crap. That's right now, and I put it all together. At least I think I did. It's like, why would they do that? Well, for the first thing, my understanding is, or what I believe is to get people going, thinking, I ain't doing that's too damn dangerous. I'm not going to blow up in the sky. I'll let them do it. So now I'll let them take the risk. Boom. No one wants to be an astronaut anymore. Okay. Exactly. Yeah. No one's been. So they solved that one. They don't got to prove it to nobody. Now those that do become astronauts are now paid military. They're on payroll, so they're going to say whatever the hell they're supposed to say. They're going to follow the script. They're going to have civilians doing it. So they were able to basically centralize space, right? Should have been decentralized. Now it's centralized. Bam, control. The next thing is moving forward. Now, once I realized we didn't go to the moon, I'm like, well, shit, if we didn't go to the moon, then that makes sense, because when we went to the moon, everybody wanted to go to the moon. Everybody, like you said, Fowler, man, Elon should be monetizing the moon, and we should be mining on the moon. We should have satellites, buildings, condos, but they can't do that because people will be asking questions. So they made it very dangerous to go to space. So when you see an astronaut getting on that shuttle, supposedly going to space, wow, that's a hero. Now, and the last thing I'll say is this: I don't believe that space station, even though I think you showed me a video earlier this week, Chris, of someone with the telescope showing the shuttle, or not the shuttle, but the space station. That's a cool video. Damn cool video. Please, somebody show me a video of that space station being assembled. How'd they build that shit?
What do you mean?
Show me a video. Show me a video of them assembling the space station in space.
It's top secret, man.
No, I think
it was piece by piece. It's been piece by piece.
Show me piece by piece. Show me the videos.
I agree. Yeah,
show me the videos piece by piece.
Most of it was like
they don't exist.
Most of that stuff was done either pre-internet, right, or majority of the internet. So
I know what you're saying.
But there was
convenient, Fowler.
I mean, I'm just
they didn't have fiber back then.
Add a little fuel to the fire.
They did.
When did the internet launch? 93?
Right.
What?
Yeah, when the internet became internet in 93, right?
So how about personal consumption?
The point I'm making is this, guys. If you want me to believe there's a space station that's about the size of a football field in low Earth orbit, show me something of them building the damn thing. All right, don't show me on Earth, because I can build the damn car in my garage and show you clips of videos me building it, and then show you a video 10 years later me driving a car. Say I built that shit. Really? I mean, I did see a couple of clips. Show me some videos of them actually building it. And while it's in space, if you can show me the ass crack of Uranus, that's it's funny, that's a planet. How in the hell you cannot show me the space station being built and assembled. That would be an amazing documentary. Imagine that. That would get 20 million views on Netflix today. You know, tonight launches 8 p.m. Central.
So-
the space station being assembled from 90 whatever to to 2023.
It was starting like 88, 89,
Right.
and it ended in 98 to 2011.
All right.
So
So
there's
there's
a picture somewhere, right?
so all right. So that's a lot of assembly going on. I know
Yeah.
it took time.
Well,
Took
I
time.
know that, but when I was a kid, and I saw this quite a bit, and I'm sure there's video about it and everything. But like, well, maybe not when I was a kid, but definitely when I was in the military, they'd show the space shuttles going up there, and they'd show the video of them unloading the payload and the payload and the arm and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I didn't watch them in the detail, but I'd be like, oh, they're putting more stuff on the space station, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I saw it quite a bit when I was younger, but I haven't even researched it, so I don't know.
Pride says, I don't believe in nothing. Actually, I do believe. I believe in truth.
Hold on.
I don't
got a
believe
video.
I don't
got a video,
believe in
Tony. Hold on.
pseudoscience. I believe in pseudoscience.
Here,
You
here
want
he
him to
goes.
believe-
Fowler
Go ahead.
bringing facts.
Yeah, I'm showing
He's
this.
making videos, but go ahead.
Hold on. We'll bring this video.
Spider-Man.
You answer Pride's question. You can see it the Ford assembly line, right? You see
Yeah.
Chevy assembly line.
Yeah, the assembly line.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
What do you drive? A Ford or a Chevy?
I drive a GMC Chevy, right? So
So you can go to the factory and watch them make it, or
The
watch
only
it.
real
build it.
vehicle is the Chevy. You're all a bunch of posers.
What?
The only real vehicle is a Chevy. If you don't own a Chevy, you're all posers.
I own a Chevy and a Ford. What's that make
That
me?
is it.
I got a Suburban.
Based?
I got a Suburban.
It makes you confused, Harry. You're
Yeah.
confused. You ready,
Very
Fowler?
confused.
Yeah, I'm ready.
Confused.
Come towards
Jim,
the
you're
light,
curious?
Gary. Come towards
Go,
the
guys.
light.
All right, so this is just so I pulled off NASA. I don't know what this is. I'm just run this. Okay.
That's a
CGI,
stunt?
man. CGI.
This was once just a
Who
dream.
filmed it?
Nice cartoon, bro.
It's NASA.
Kryptonian, I love you, dude.
Oh, don't even get me started on that shit.
Cartoon.
Discovery and a team of explorers shaping their destiny.
Somebody's outside
Answers
shaking
like
it.
those who dare to ask, what if we were to channel
What's
humanity's
happening here,
knowledge
Kryptonian?
and
What's
creativity
going on?
into something
Oh,
is
truly
this-
revolutionary?
Is this CG or what
I've
is this?
seen these videos.
Hold on.
All
Let me
nations.
look at it.
To jointly discover
That's
the
probably real.
galaxy's
I mean,
great unknowns.
that's that's
to
real.
endeavor to live and to work outside
Look at
our
that flimsy
planet
ass
for the
hatch.
benefit of all within.
Yeah, that,
What started as
I mean,
an accord
we got the
between
vacuums
two
of space,
former
and to
rivals
go in the
became a
water, they got
beacon of
like
opportunity
steel
for the rest of the
hatches.
world.
But in space, they got the ass vinyl hatches.
no, that's Pinata thing.
That's CGI.
They real? That's CGI.
We live
I mean,
history.
they could be on one of those zero gravity planes, man. I don't know.
Good to have you there and adjusting to your new home.
I can show you some stuff on this about. All right, how long are these
For
videos?
the past 20 years,
That's a
over
bunch of
230
fucking things, man.
astronauts from all over the world have worked tirelessly together, boldly performing pioneering research and high-stakes space
From all over the
in the
world. Well,
unforgiving
on the world, they're
environment
killing
of
each
space.
other
What's going on? What are these
because of
shots?
It is
space.
unparalleled
Because
Now this is
science.
CG.
circling the
This is
That's
planet
CGI.
at
CGI right there.
2,500
CGI.
miles an hour.
That's a
Thousands of
GoPro
groundbreaking
fisheye
scientific
lens.
experiments
Oh,
from
shut
over
up.
100 countries.
Bro, I can
led
show
to
you some stuff, man.
discoveries unachievable in the confines of Earth. From 250
Yeah, you might
miles
be
up,
right. They might use
an
it.
unbroken
There's a lot of
chain
production
precedence
work, man.
has
It is
shaped
a-
their view
Man, you don't
and
even
their
know. I
research
can show you so much.
with the
Where's
determination
Sandra Bullock?
eager to
Those
That
are
was
cables under
crazy.
belts.
Where's Sandra
That's
Bullock?
a
Space
fisheye
station
lens behind them.
is a symbol
Tell you
of
right now, there's no
humanity
curve, bro.
at
There's no
its
curve.
Where's Sandra
They're
Bullock?
not high enough to
best.
see
Example
curve.
of International peace and collaboration.
Kryptonian, you should get a
in action.
big tattoo of the
3,
moon on your back,
2,
brother.
1.
On my back.
Yeah, like
I
a
did
tramp
see-
stamp.
Yeah, exactly.
CGI.
Right above your
Stop
anus.
animation. Right there, the Russians and the Chinese are friends,
as
and
we
the
turn our
Americans
gaze
crazy shit.
outward still,
That's fake.
this international
fake as
space
shit.
Well, you
station
know,
is
space
a living
unites
fake.
us all,
That's
man.
fake right there.
collective strength
Oh my.
and perseverance, where our human
Google
curiosity
bubbles in
prepares
space,
for
man.
the
Google it.
audacious efforts
Fowler,
ahead.
you need to get it, Elon, and
The
just
moon
get Kryptonian a
continues to bridge the
ticket.
distance.
I
Just get him a
swear.
ticket, bro.
We gotta
Get him a
get
ticket.
rich.
Just how much
We gotta get
more is
rich so we can
possible
just
Two
buy
stars?
tickets.
when
There's
we
no
dream
stars in any
together.
video, is there?
No stars.
Get him a
But the
ticket.
astronauts say they can
video.
see them.
Space Odyssey 2020 or 2011, what it was called.
All right. Here's the thing about that. They showed you. I'll bring it back. They showed you basically an infomercial. So if you don't look into everything they just showed you, you believe
It's
that
like
shit's real.
OxyClean. They just showed you OxyClean.
In the actual space station, let me see if I can pull a video up here while you guys are talking in a minute. But there's a lot of videos of them actually being on the space station that there's actually a green screen behind them, so they're not even in space. They're actually in some freaking controlled room. They got cables like they do in Hollywood, and they're sitting there floating on cables. In fact, when they're doing backflips, they're trying to say, they're like the one that's interviewing is like, do a flip. They'll do a flip. You'll see their foot get caught on the cable, the wire that's going right behind them. You'll see them grab the wires like this. It's like, what the fuck is that? You'll see them actually like grab a microphone and their hand goes through the microphone. What the hell is that? And it's weird stuff, man. And no one bats an eye about it. They're like, it's a glitch. Nah, man, it's not a glitch. It's not a glitch. They're faking the shit, faking it. What you got? You got something else?
So yeah, so this is a spacewalk. So it's a 9 hours. Like, this is what NASA broadcasts. Okay,
9 hours.
It goes 9 hours of a spacewalk. It's straight point A to Z.
All right, let me get a drink.
No commercials.
First. Let me get a drink before we start this 9 hours.
Was the Earth in the view? I would imagine it was, right?
That's what I want to see. I'm gonna see this.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm gonna skim through this.
9 hours. Woo.
Is it uncut? That'd be awesome if it was.
Yeah, it's uncut.
Okay.
I think it's uncut. I think they're well.
Oh.
It's just not broadcast.
And
Wait, are we waiting for Chris? Chris, you back? You good? All right.
No, I never left. I was telling you, it's going to be 9 hours. I need to get a drink, maybe go to the bathroom before I sit here for 9 hours.
We're not going to play
that. I need popcorn.
Capcom for the other astronauts aboard the space station. As previously mentioned, NASA astronaut
This is
Anne
in
McClain
Texas,
will be
by the way,
talking
guys.
directly to the two
Kryptonian,
spacewalkers
when did you
as they
stop
move throughout
believing
their
in
tasks
Santa
today,
Claus?
giving them step-by-step
Oh,
instruction.
I'll tell you. Pause it
He's
real
got
quick.
a whole story about Santa Claus.
Oh, just turn the audio down. All right, so check this out. So let me tell you about this. At what age? Let me ask you a question. At what age were you taught there was a Santa Claus?
At what age?
Yeah, what age?
Probably really, really young, and I figured that shit out real early, man. Like 5.
But how?
6,
But
I
how?
knew.
5, 6 years old. All right, 5 years old. They
No,
teach
that's
you
when
there's
I figured. That's when I figured it out, man. I
right.
figured that shit out early.
All right, so on average,
Yeah.
when you can really understand, oh, I get gifts and presents and stuff as a kid. As a child, when you're really impressionable, they teach you a couple of things. It's very, very strategic. They teach you, one, there's a Santa Claus, or they talk
Yeah, but
about
my
it.
parents
right?
were assholes too.
Right.
So.
number two, they teach you if you have any sort of if you're in religion, they teach you about the Easter Bunny. That one's a joke.
Yeah.
But they teach you about Santa Claus. They teach you that we went to space on the moon. We talk about space and we're on a globe and all this shit, right? They teach you that, and they also teach you what else? What else did they teach you? Those are the two of the main ones. So you grow up, except learning a lie as a kid, and then they break it to you or you figure it out and you go, oh, okay. So that way, when the big ass lie as an adult hits you, like we didn't go to the moon, you're like, well, they lied about Santa Claus. So, no big
What about
deal.
Columbus discovered America?
Yeah, that shit didn't happen. Not the way they said.
You mean Columbus committed genocide?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm gonna kind of
right.
go through this.
Discover something that was already there. Yeah.
Go out to the spacewalk. Go fast forward a little bit, Fowler.
That looks
I want to
bad.
see him in space. That's not space. I want to see him in space.
There you go, right here. So,
Right.
Oh, no
trying to get
stars.
your-
I guess he's just checking everything out, right? So that's space. Oh,
From the divan, I'm just looking for the pouch. It's right here. I'm going to give it to you.
man, he's so
That's
focused,
his computer setup right there.
From the right side there.
like a call center.
That looks like my desk.
Right, exactly.
Looks like my
Day
dad.
She's
trader.
got your hair. She's got your
On the
haircut.
correct side of your.
Yeah.
All right, so this is space, right? So,
Is it?
I don't
though?
see it yet.
is
Hold
it?
on.
I'll be on Kryptonian's watch.
Well, I mean that's okay, but where's the Earth? Is it behind it? I'm assuming it's to the left, maybe, or to the right. I don't know.
Are
Where's
there
the Earth?
stars in space? I get confused.
Where's the Earth at?
Okay, yeah.
That sounds like a phone call to me.
I just want to see him crawl out of this motherfucker.
I want to see the Earth behind it.
Oh yeah, hold on a second.
There it is. I think I saw
this.
that.
Kryptonian.
It looks like Oscar the Grouch coming out of a trash can.
Yeah,
that's what that shit looks like.
Look at that. $24 million
ISS
a day. $54 million paid for this shit, right?
That's the
There you
best they can make.
Oh yeah, man. We
Kryptonian,
should see what they landed on the moon with.
The space
Yeah,
station
right?
is right above you right now.
Say that again.
The space station is right above you right now.
Go outside and look, man.
On the tracker, it's passing like it's right over southern Texas, heading towards like Houston, Louisiana.
Yeah, so was Santa Claus around this time, around December. They're using the same GPS to track Santa Claus, man. Try something else.
Oh, it just moved a little bit.
Man.
Yeah.
You know what? From now on, we'll have the
you got to understand, guys.
space
You got to
station
understand.
You are now
the people,
go to egress the airlock.
Oh, you can mute it, bro. I don't need to hear him lying to me.
Exit to the right.
I mean, you can turn
the
the volume down. I didn't mute it, but yeah, I'm sorry.
Look at that hatch.
That's
That
what I
hatch,
meant, yeah.
the hatch is like one of those things you put on your windows to get the heat out. I think
All right,
folds
here
it
we
out
go.
like
Here we
here.
go.
And Sultan, as he egresses, your next step is going
He's
to be
egressing, guys.
bags out. If
He's
you want your eyes
egressing.
on
They use
two
big
long
words
bags,
because
on 2
space.
or 3.
Oh, yeah. He's popping his head out.
He's upside
That's
down.
a regular term. What are you talking about?
If he lets
Looks
go,
like-
he better fly away.
Look, the space station is birthing him.
Yes, you can pass those bags in any order.
That is so bad looking.
The space station is now dilated by 18 centimeters. The astronaut is
Oh
now
wait, I think
egressing.
hold on. I think I found a clip where this
Yeah.
Earth is.
Does the space station
Here we
have
go.
an epidural or do they have it natural?
It's like
Those will help us get views from the helmet cameras on the astronauts.
okay.
Additionally, we heard the MWS, that's the mini workstation that's attached to the astronauts themselves.
Okay,
as
thank
well
you
as
for
the
that.
As
I'm gonna know what I
well.
paid for.
restraint tether.
That's where my tax dollars are going, right there.
They were going all Brian Legend with the acronyms.
Yeah. They
Careful
were
now.
EGR on the AMR because of the MSA
Right.
on the PC.
It sure is shiny.
There you go.
So, check this out. Pause it real quick. Oh, man, I want you to pause it. I was going to ask you something.
Go back about 5 frames.
So, yeah, go back to where the last scene before it cut to this one, where you had the Earth at the top right corner.
A little sliver.
It was probably about show me the sliver. It was probably
Right there it is. Yeah.
nope. Keep
That.
going.
That's right.
No, it was at the top right corner where that live there it is right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, which way is the curve?
The wrong way.
Is space
Backward.
curved? Oh, I thought the Earth was curved. It looks like space curved to my ass. I don't know, but that's
It
just
means
me.
the world's concave.
Yeah, it looks a little
That's all
concave to
according-
me.
According to what angle? I mean, what,
That,
we don't
that
even
could
know.
be the lens. That's not.
Oh,
that,
exactly,
other good
exactly. It's the lens. It's a fish eye lens. They're not.
Well,
there is
that's
no
what I'm saying.
curvature.
You're not going to see that. That doesn't make that. You make so many good points. That one right there is like you can't. That's dumb.
Okay,
you
right
make-
here. Let me answer Pride's question. Kryptonian. So everyone in the control room at NASA are in the scam. No, they believe it too, bro. They believe it too, because they can't get up there like these two guys. So they're based. You got to understand, Pride. This is what's happening. The guys downstairs in the control room or whatever. This is probably a freaking Hollywood basement right now. But those that are in the control room right now are looking at computer screens. Okay,
Yep.
they're not looking out of a window up into the sky. They're not even looking at telescopes, bro. So they're depending on computer data to hit their monitors like you do when you're doing your commercials. It's the same shit. Okay. Same shit. It's all composite. You're doing your editing. It's the same shit. They're relying on the data that's presented in front of them and they're just saying what they see. They're seeing exactly what we see. So they're not in on the scam. They believe the scam. Go ahead.
Kryptonian. Those computers are plugged into the database, feeding them the false information, and they think they're changing the world, but their computers are just fake because they're being fed by the backside.
Yeah, of course.
The control
Now,
room, right.
Guys, that's a funny thing. A funny thing happened on the way to the moon. You guys, go Google that shit. But one thing about the moon landing is who saw it here on TV?
Live?
Gotta be you,
Live?
Chris.
Dude, I was like 4 months old.
No.
Oh,
no,
my bad.
Nobody saw it.
Well, here's the thing.
On this-
Whenever when
on this
those
panel, nobody saw
those that claim they saw it on television, they didn't actually see it live on television. In fact, NASA was so secret about it or so private about it. They actually this is what they did. They had the news organizations were pretty upset because they wanted a live feed from NASA so they can broadcast it live across the airwaves. NASA said, no, you can't do that. What we'll do is we're going to project it on a wall in a conference room across the hall. You guys have to point your cameras at the projector on the wall. You're not going to get a live feed. So those that claim they saw it live, they didn't. They saw a projection of it. I'm sorry, you didn't get a live feed from NASA. Look it up.
It was a projection of a film pre-existing event.
Yeah, exactly. So Pride says, hey, so NASA had to edit out the UFOs. Bro, they take out the stars. Let's just talk about stars. Where the stars at? You know, but anyways, I want to play a video here, guys. This is something that has to do. You can go ahead and stop that, Fowler. It hasn't convinced me.
Stop that, Fowler.
But that was a good video. I think Prado played one earlier. Was it yesterday or today? Yesterday. He was doing I was like, what the fuck is this? Because I was supposed to go back and look for the poll of is Kryptonian crazy, and so I got sucked in him watching I got sucked into watching some Space Odyssey thing he was showing, whatever. I don't know what it was, but it was interesting, but it was just cartoons, you know. Nothing in that was real. But anyways, so I'm gonna play a video here. Can you guys still hear me? I think I lost you.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Here we go. So, you guys don't know who Neil deGrasse Tyson is?
Mm-hmm.
He is an astrophysicist. Basically, he's basically a doctor of space who's never been to space. Figure that shit out, right? All right.
Well, it's just like Bill Nye, the science guy.
He's not a science. He was just an actor. That's all he was. He was a failed comedian, failed actor.
An honorary degree
in engineering that he never practiced in. Thank you. So, all right, Here we go. I know. I did my homework, bro. All right. So this is Neil deGrasse Tyson. So for those of you guys that think that you can see the curvature of the Earth, this is the guy that solely believes that the Earth is, a ball, whatever, and that there's curvature and all that. And he's going to tell you that for those of you that say, I know that I've seen curve from a plane, or I can be in the space station and see the curvature. He's going to tell you right now that's not possible because you're not high enough. Let me see if hopefully the audio plays. Let's see if I can play it. Let me know if you hear it. You guys hear it?
No.
No, sir.
Did you share it as a window?
Did you click the link to do the audio?
I did. I tell you what, I'm going to send it to you, Fowler. I want you to play this one, buddy. If you can get audio, I can't. I don't know what's going on my freaking.
I got a conspiracy for you right now.
Isn't he like a common guy on Joe Rogan's podcast?
I put it in the private chat there, Fowler. If you can pull that up for me, bud.
Look at this. I'll just real quick. So this thing, it says that this is the live feed to the International Space Station on YouTube, right? And this is NASA.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure, but doesn't this feed your conspiracy theory? That's all creepy, dude. This is like weird.
No
what
star.
are you looking at?
Black screen.
Yeah. That 9-hour video that you played, Fowler. I want a 24-hour video of the Earth completely rotating under the space station. They should be able to do that.
And the stars.
And the stars. Here we go.
This guy's
turn up the
great.
volume. Yeah, so this guy's cool.
Perfectly good balloon. And that dude who jumped out of a perfectly good balloon.
All right, so pause it.
What's his name?
All right, so what he's talking about is he's talking about a guy. There's a guy in the audience. He's out of college, wherever he's at, and they're talking about, hey, I've seen the curvature. I went up in a balloon, and I can see the curvature of the Earth. He also talks about you guys have heard of the Red Bull guy. He actually went up in a that's what he's talking about. A Red Bull, I think it was Red Bull. Not Red Bull. Red Bull. Yeah, so there's footage of the Red Bull guy. He goes all the way up into supposedly in low Earth orbit, and in his camera, you can see the curvature of the Earth. So that proves that the Earth is a ball, right? So he goes up to a certain distance, and this is the guy that knows space. This is a doctor of space. He's accredited. He goes all over the world. NASA. This is NASA's spokesman. Go ahead, play it.
The Felix Baumgartner, he would have been about 2 millimeters above the surface of this globe. That's his edge of space jump. Now, you know, I don't. It's fine. He wants to. I don't have a problem if he does it, but the honesty of it would greatly diminish what I think people thought he was actually doing. And not only that, they made sure to photograph him standing there with a really wide-angle lens, which curves horizontal lines.
Right.
So in the photo, you see this curvature of Earth's surface, and he said, "Wow, he's in space. Look at that." No, he's not. At that height, you don't see the curvature of the Earth if you are 2 millimeters above this beach ball. You just don't. That stuff is flat.
Boom. You can stop it. So that's my point, guys. So
well, that I believe. I do believe. I know a video they're talking about with the guy who's had like Red Bull get up and everything and jumping off the balloon. Yeah, that was definitely like some GoPro wide angle lens doc. It was movie magic, and maybe it wasn't even intentional how this came about. Maybe they did that on purpose just for that shot. I don't think they did it to say, hey, this is what the curve of the world looks like. I think that came from people seeing that and being like, hey, this is the curvature of the Earth. And he's saying, no, it's not. I do believe it. I do believe that's it's a perception. That's a perception. But the fact that those dudes on that feed where they're showing the curve, I think they should be able to see that curve.
they should be able to. Well, what if I told you that, or if I showed you a video? I can't because I can't play the audio. But there's actually a video from a documentary video. It's on YouTube. It's called "A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to the Moon." When you got time, look at it. It shows the astronauts going to their first trip to the moon. Okay, it's the first trip. I believe it's the first trip, and it shows them as they're leaving the Earth and they're leaving Earth's orbit. They're kind of giving their status and where they're at. We're 100,000 miles. We're 200,000 miles. They're giving their status back to Houston, right? And so Houston's is basically telling them, okay, go ahead and show us the Earth from your window. So they have a camera pointing out the window, and you can see the Earth. The problem is this: in the middle of that, so they show that, and this is what's actually presented. It's crazy because they're filming this, and this film that I'm talking about was never supposed to be seen. We actually get to see the B-rolls of this, the actual before and the post edit or the pre-edit. So what you see these astronauts doing is they're adjusting the camera and they're putting it just out the window, but the Earth is completely covering the window. Okay, like in other words, they're not high enough to even see the curvature of the Earth. They're just high enough for you to see Earth. Kind of like what you see with the space station, except this time what they do is they kind of focus the lens, they kind of zoom in or they zoom out, and it takes that Earth and it pushes it out. It makes it look small, like they're actually moving away from the Earth. And then they have some sort of slide that they bring in. Okay, I think it's to the right side of that camera, where all of a sudden it gives a shadow on the right side of that Earth that gives it kind of a curve. As if it's a globe or something, or it's round, and it's all faked, and you can see him adjusting the slide, and you have what it is. You have a guy behind them filming that, and you can see them manipulating the camera, and to kind of make it look like they're descending from the Earth, and it's getting smaller, and there's actually a curve. That's what they did on the way to the moon, that they never went to. Why would they do that? I just like you. I believe they can't get far. Well, you don't believe that. I believe they were just like as far as low Earth orbit, which is what Obama says. I mean, not that he matters. He's not a scientist, but he says that. So, he says a lot of things. People believe it. That's why I say it. But I believe him. He goes, we can't get past low Earth orbit. I think that's as far as we can get. I don't think we can get high enough to see the curve. And there's just proof of that because there's videos, actual videos, and it's not like it's CGI or AI. It's not AI type videos. You know what I mean? It's not like faked. I mean, like they can do now, right? Like I can with Photoshop put myself on Mars right now if I wanted to, right? I mean, it's very simple to do, but you couldn't do it back then with that technology. Point being is, I don't believe that we actually went to the moon. I don't believe we got as far as to see the curve. And with that being said, if I don't believe any of that, I sure as hell don't believe we have people up there in a space station that there's no video of them building it in space, right? Or really assembling it at all. And I just don't believe it, man, at all.
I mean, the moon landing, it just, to me, has always been implausible because it took like 4 days. I'm like, come on, man. You guys went to the moon and back in 4 days. Right? Like, we can't, and we've been having a hard time. You tell me all of a sudden we had a hard time getting back to the moon. We could get there in 4 days this one time and just be like, boom, boom, back. But we can't do it now. That is where I'm having an issue.
With how much more advanced technology. I think that's kind of Kryptonian's point.
Yeah. The actual computing power, the computing power that they had in the space station was when I was in high school, I had a calculus calculator. I had more computing power in that calculator that I bought. My dad bought me for $200 so I can go to school with and go to college. Than the actual computing power on the Apollo space station that took them to the moon. Now I've got something as like a smartphone, an iPhone that would be to the 10th power more computing power, and they can't do it now. So think about that.
Yeah.
And their response is, well, we've already done it. Well, I think. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say real quick that you mentioned that. That's like if I get Chat GPT on my phone,
right,
and be it back in that time and hook it up to that ship, I should be able to. To your stage, I should be there in a day and back with that. That's what's bothering me. That does bother me. I like I said, the moon landing stuff. That's always been like, I know you motherfuckers.
My dad worked for Tandy Center back in the day. And he was the manager of the computer department of this thing, and the whole floor was one computer, like the room. And
the big reels and shit. Yeah.
And that's back in the 80s. And the best they could do was spell out "Merry Christmas" with like a sled and some reindeer, and dot matrix format. That's the best they could do. And they went to the moon. No, it's messed up.
All right, guys. Hey, I'm gonna take off. I got an early morning tomorrow. Just to remind you guys, if you got time on Sunday, tune into our live
Mother's Day Sunday, Chris Cruz.
Yeah,
Mother's Day special.
That should be good, Chris. That's a good idea, man.
Hey, this is Worldwide's interviewing me Monday at 4:00 Central Standard Time for the Men of Crypto, or whatever they're calling it.
Men of the World. Men of the World. Yeah, I think that's what they're calling it. Yeah.
I'll be Monday.
Yeah, I'm not far behind you, Chris. I'm not far behind you, brother.
Yeah, Kryptonian. I always love your information about moon landing and everything like that. You make some really good points, and
you're just saying that, bro. But I appreciate it.
No, I mean it because you have some good points, and then I
appreciate that, man.
Like,
Thanks.
I
can somebody explain how they get that moon buggy inside that shuttle space thing?
They didn't, bro.
How'd that moon buggy fit inside that little capsule?
Yeah,
all right, guys, I'm out. I'll see you later.
Chris, have a good evening, brother. Have a good night.
All right.
That's always been my biggest thing.
We got a few minutes too, guys.
Yeah.
But always from a little kid, when I first saw it, I was like, how'd they get that big old doom buggy and that little bitty old spaceship thing? That was always my big hang up,
and they took it back with them, right?
Yeah, where is it, right?
They took it back with them.
On display. It's on display, isn't
it? Fowler, ask Chat GPT if the moon landing was probable. The original moon landing's probable.
Oh,
I'm curious to see what AI will tell us.
Man, if you ask, I honestly believe you can ask Chat GPT like how to make a better story to the Apollo 11.
Do you have the paid version? Do you have like the advanced version? Do you use the free shit?
Oh, I have the advanced version.
You have the advanced version.
Yeah.
Oh, you got
Good
the
man.
big dog.
Oh yeah, man. I be having this thing.
It does some cool stuff, man.
does
It
some
definitely
really-
does, man. I've played around with it, no doubt.
It's definitely a money maker.
Yep,
If
I
you-
agree.
If you understand how to talk to it,
Yep.
you can
That
see
AI is embedded.
Pretend you're a
code.
professional, blah blah blah, and yeah, man. If you can give it the right prompts and right commands, yeah,
Did you realize-
ChatGPT is a good tool, man.
Yeah, you heard about the how he does the rappers and stuff, like he was doing
Yeah.
Drake
Yep.
and stuff like
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like I heard the voice thing is popular. You tell me I can make, so you tell me basically I can make tracks for these guys.
Yeah.
It'd be like in profit some way. Now
It's
it'd be illegal.
almost scary. Yeah, like yeah, it's scary, man.
It's scary.
Yep, 150%.
There, you know, if you get what you can make art, like some
Mhm.
badass art too.
Yep.
Like badass art. Like AI makes some badass art.
Makes it too
I
easy
see
though,
some
man.
guys
It's pretty
trade
cool.
with that. Make him trade with that.
Pretend you're Banksy and make me some NFTs. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
that'll sell for 50K a piece. You know,
I wouldn't say it's
Dumb
easy though,
shit.
Kryptonian. Like it's a little bit of a skill to talk to the AI. It's a bit of a skill.
It is, but once you get the prompts and the commands down,
Mhm.
that's it. Like there's no at that point, like, yeah, I know what you're saying. Like there is some skill involved and all that, but once you get it, you got it, and it's
So
then
NR,
the challenge is gone at all. You know.
Until the
So,
next version.
Yeah, true. True.
NR, I'm gonna build me an NFT
Mhm.
just to go along with the offshore bank account, just in case you want to buy an NFT.
There you go. I like it. I already bought that
No,
NFT
I
with
was
the offshore
joking.
bank account.
No, I was joking because like I know some people may not personally heard
Yeah.
stories. Here's my NFT. It's worth $1 million. Then you buy it, and then they're like, "Where'd the money go?" Because
Yeah.
they're transferring money from place to place.
I gotcha.
Yeah,
Ah,
wink, wink.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, man.
Well, guys,
Did he ask it? No. Okay.
what did he ask?
Oh, I thought you were going to ask the chat team. So
Oh.
you're saying the AI, like this AI that we're talking about, is the same
Oh, wow.
worthy AI embedded in some of our crypto projects, right? Deep inside of it.
I don't know about that.
I was joking.
Nah, I don't know about that.
I was joking, man.
Yeah,
I was telling some of my friends about y'all's projects, man. My friends that are real world finance people, like, eco, they couldn't say it.
Yeah.
Carbon neutral,
Eco token.
Yeah, I
Eco
told
token,
them
yeah.
they couldn't say it. But that and the real estate, man, because these guys do real estate in real life too. Like, So
It's
I mean,
it definitely perks your ears up, and it's
Unless
it definitely
conspiracy
gets
nuts
people's
like that.
interest. Yeah, it definitely gets your interest going, huh? I could see that, and
So
yeah.
so ChatGPT says the moon landing really happened.
it's fake.
There it is. There it
No,
is.
I'm it is literally putting out here the Neil Armstrong, Buzz Aldrin.
Well, it's just
all-
grabbing information off the internet and
yeah.
saying, yeah, it
Exactly.
happened.
Now can you talk to ChatGPT in a way where like it breaks its barrier
Right.
and it goes and does this, oh, but
Yeah.
there's this other side,
Right.
you know?
Refuting. Yeah.
But there's that spot. I watch those videos where they can ask the right question and get the answers they don't want to be told.
And I think that's what Fowler was alluding to about
Right,
the
right.
skill set of
Of
you got to
speaking
find the
to it.
right way to manipulate it, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little of a skill trying to talk its language. It's it's not code. It's
Right.
literal words. It's just how do those words
Yep.
transpire to the actual AI.
Right.
The problem I have with AI is anything I think that has been man-made, because it's man-made. It didn't someone didn't just think it and
Correct.
boom and it's there. It's man-made. It's a program that's designed to take input and give output.
It's only as good as its input.
That's right. That's
Yep.
right. So so that's why I think AI, it's cool.
limited.
It's
limited.
It's extremely limited. It's
limited,
very
yeah.
cool, but it's still valuable
Yeah.
as men are, because the problem is who has access
Yeah.
to the bit. I mean, we can say, well, it's going out and
then-
gathering all the data. Who they can shut us down, feed all the data in, turn it back on, and
then what happens when men start manipulating that?
Man, I loved Allen Iverson. Why are you guys hitting Allen Iverson?
I love Iverson, man.
Dude, that
Iverson
was
was-
AI. He's the original AI.
Iverson was the man. Yeah, I got a jersey floating around here somewhere.
I would rock a hat. Yeah,
I got a jersey floating around here.
You know why? Because they're only grabbing the data
Yes.
to report back on that's out there. Now, if you get AI back in the dark web, you get a whole different answer. Or get Kryptonian, you guys talking to the AI and us.
No.
It could be a
Yeah,
whole-
I mean, you bring up a good point, Kryptonian. I mean, what happens when we start relying upon AI so heavily in day-to-day life?
We already do.
Yeah, I mean, we
Well,
do, but I'm
most
talking
people
about
goes back as
even
a robot.
more. But then it's
Google.
manipulated. You know,
Google,
then at
Goo-
that point,
Google to
it's
me, Google to me,
manipulated. Yeah,
You're right. Google to me was the first.
It's-
You know, they're
yeah.
not just going to throw out AI. I mean, like, let's just throw this
Right.
out there, and the people
Yeah.
they have to. The people that actually run this joint.
collect
You know,
the data. Yeah.
yeah, they're like,
Collect
how do
the
we
data,
how
bring it
how
in.
yeah they'll want to shock you. They're gonna release. Let's throw out some social media applications. Now you got people addicted to TikTok, you know, and people believe everything they see on TikTok. And then you got, first of all, Google. It is kind of a form of AI. Everybody goes straight to
Mhm.
Google to get to gather information. Now the information we hope, what Google was supposed to be, was it's supposed to go out there and pull all the data that's available, and you choose what you want to look at. I want to click on that link, and then it got, well, let's commercialize this. Let's
monetize it.
Yeah, so let's make
monetize it.
those
Yeah.
who pay get to be at the top on the first page, and so then it became that, right? It became commercialized. That's going to be the same thing with AI. It's free now, but
Mark
the-
Spitler, man. Mark
Yeah,
Spitler
yeah.
said it best right there. Bam.
Yep, 100%, man. Yep.
Yep.
Garbage in, garbage
I
out.
like Mark's got a lot of good shit to say, man. Whenever you
Yeah.
want to come on, Mark, hit us up. We'll send you the link, brother. You don't even have to show your face, man, if you don't want to. But you got a lot of good stuff you're posting out there, Mark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
man.
He's
Hell
got
yeah,
good
brother.
all the time, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
I
think
got
we're
some
gonna call
more
it, guys.
guys.
Oh, you
Yeah,
did?
we're approaching 3 hours, and yeah.
Well, appreciate you guys tuning in. It was a little. We talked a little bit about everything. I want to get D back on. I want to talk about this China shit. I want to.
Yeah,
I
me
want
too.
I want to look
Me
into
too.
that paper that he wrote. I mean, I'm curious to see what he
As am I.
found.
Well, he
The-
was. Yeah, go ahead, Kryptonian.
there was a gentleman on that was invited by Chris. He's a young guy, but he's still in college.
young
but
guy.
he's-
Yeah,
Sorry.
I'll go watch it. I'll watch it.
Yeah. He just talked about a paper that he's written, and it was he's done a paper on insider trading. So he
Yeah.
went out there and did his research, got a lot of information. He said it kind of opened his eyes to a lot of things.
Did-
You know. Go ahead.
Did you guys know that India has now surpassed China in population growth? And India is where all the new innovations coming from the major sectors of crypto. It just
That's where a lot of the devs come from.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
Sorry.
And all the jeets in the chats, man. Good
No,
lord.
Who was it that wanted to be my friend? What's his name?
Oh, you said
But good lord, man.
Hey, you're right about that, man.
I will run your prism, sir. Oh,
Hey,
my
do you
goodness,
guys know
man.
the Collector?
What's that?
You guys know the guy named the Collector?
Yep.
Okay, because he asked me to be a friend. I've
In
lost.
fact, I'm pretty sure I know who that is in real life,
Like
if
a
I'm
what?
not mistaken. Yeah.
The Collector.
Good guy. Good
No, what
guy.
was the screen?
Okay. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. I appreciate everybody being on here.
Thank you.
You know, it's a lot of fun. Got to do a lot of talking. We'll definitely see you guys. Hopefully, I'll see you guys Monday. I will be doing some traveling up through Monday, so hopefully, I get to see you guys on Monday. We're gonna be having some more updates on a lot of the projects that we're working on.
Weren't we supposed to be doing a property flex update on Monday?
That's right.
I'm excited.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, we got some good news we're gonna drop
I
on
got the money
Monday.
set
as far
aside.
as-
I'm
yeah,
getting
as far as
NFT
property
number
flex.
one.
Remind me,
Yeah,
sorry
man.
about that. Actually it's a big.
I
day
am
for
right,
property
right?
flex. Yeah, 100%. Yep,
Okay.
you are right.
All right.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
dropping some news on Property Flex.
Yes.
We'll probably give you some more alpha on Eco Token. That's the other project we kind of dropped on you guys the other day.
Can I buy with
Um,
BNB ahead of time? Like drop a gem? Can I use BNB or what?
I mean, you can send me a B&B. I mean, I can't tell you
No,
what's
no,
gonna happen.
no.
I could put it on the side for you. You know.
Yeah, I'll hold it for you.
When you guys launch, can I use B&B?
On which one?
Property Flex.
So initially, the thought process was that we were going to launch on Vulcan, so you can only buy it with Vol at
Well, I got
first.
some of that, yeah.
From there, we plan on expanding and doing other blockchains as well. But the initial thought, just because of the APY, the rebasing, it made sense for, you know, again, in real estate with the transactions, there's a lot of points where your money's stagnant along the way. So that kind of made sense. So the initial thought was Vulcan. So initially you'll be able to buy it hopefully with Vol, but obviously that's Gamma is supposed to come out next week, hopefully, fingers crossed. So we'll see.
So you guys will update the future community as it's closer, so we can get our things in order, right?
Correct. And then who knows if there'll be some type of bridge, kind of like we have even for ARM, where you can just go in on any chain and buy on any other chain. So you might be able to use B&B. That's a possibility. But we're thinking Property Flex will most definitely be on Prism. I mean, that's something we've been talking about in the background. And a few other blockchains, you know, that are launching and may already be launched. So, yeah, we're not just going to limit ourselves to just one. You know, we're obviously going to expand and bring it to everybody. So,
because at the end of the day, there's more communities outside this bubble that we're all used to being in.
Yeah,
I mean, there's so many people,
and it's amazing too, man. Like,
yeah.
My eyes have been opened to a whole nother world, especially with Cosmos. Like, when we started getting into all the Cosmos stuff, it really did open my eyes to a whole different world in crypto. Let's put it that way.
Right. When I asked you guys the question about Quant, you know, Quant is partnered with Cosmos.
Yep.
That's why I asked that question, you know, a long time ago.
Yep. And Quant's a ISO token. I mean, they're
And then what? Yeah.
They're one of the ISO. They're in the ISO. So yeah, it's I know all about Quant. Yeah.
Every week I know about Quant. Every week.
There you go, man. There you go.
And ARM now.
Oh yeah, ARM is doing very well. We're still over that penny. We hit that all-time high. We that's the new floor.
Man.
I think the penny's the new floor, dude. I really do, man.
Feels like it is.
Yeah, I missed the damn dip too, Terry. I did too, brother.
Dude, man, I had all my B&B sitting in my mask. I missed that 32% drop. I'm back to double zeros.
Yep. And it got ate up quick too, man. It got ate up
fast.
super quick. And yeah, good things coming down the line for a lot of stuff. And again, the main thing that we're pushing is transparency, guys. We're trying to be everything that we didn't like in other projects, things that we wanted to see in other projects and didn't get to experience. So yeah, I know that's always been a big thing for Kryptonian. It's been a big thing for myself, and yeah, man.
Yeah, 100%, man. So we're hoping to. I mean, we're not going to get up here and tell you that, you know, we've got it all figured out, but I tell you what, we know what not to do.
Yeah.
We know what not to do. So there have been many projects that have paved the way, and we don't want to go that way.
Right.
And the other thing is, we don't want to reinvent the wheel either.
Right.
That's right.
I bet we all can say we've learned good things and bad things in our other previous experiences, and the bad things taught us as much as the good things.
Yeah, man.
That's 100%. Yeah,
you got it.
So I'll be quiet so you guys hang up and turn off whatever.
You're good, brother. You're good.
No, you're good, man. I appreciate you being on, Terry.
I'm glad you got to jump in. Terry.
Even though you're late, man. Yeah, we appreciate you always jumping in. You always got some good stuff to say, man, and we appreciate the conversation.
I got a lot of work to do tonight still.
Yeah, same here, man. I got to be going out of town here in the next day or so I got to get ready for that. But guys, I appreciate you guys being online, hanging out with us. And we'll see you guys. I guess we'll see you guys on the blockchain.
On the blockchain.